We're going live. We're live. The Dolphins trade up to number 37. They give up pick. Who cares what they give up? I'm not even going to go over it. They got my guy, Jonah Savaiinaea. Jason, the culture change, the attitude change. This is what they should have done in 20 and 21. They got two of the biggest, nasty, most physical guys in the line of scrimmage. How you feeling right now, Mr. Jason Sarney?
I got to kind of take a second. I would have been on early with you, brother. You know that. We were preparing for this. You know we were like,
I'm almost mad we didn't do it now because you were on it.
The funny thing is I told my wife, I'm like, all right. She's like, when do you pick? I'm like 48, but I'm telling you, I got to bounce on early because they're going to move up. And all of a sudden, boom, Miami. I heard they're saying they're on the board now. So I'm like, all right, I got to punch out an article. Got to do my thing. But my God, I'm like, my head is spinning because it's a guy that we always kind of wanted. You especially. You were pounding the table for this kid in the first round a couple of months back, but that's fine. I do.
I said, hey, if you take him at 13, I'm okay with it. Everybody thought I was crazy, which I might have been. But I just thought the fit was so good because built like a guard, plays tackle, has experience at left tackle, right guard. This is a day one. I want everybody to go look at this guy's build. He's a Samoan, thick-armed, thick legs, thick calves, densely built, moves people, ran a 4.95 in the 40. You added two freaks on the line of scrimmage. You didn't just add two guys on the line of scrimmage. You've completely changed the attitude at the line of scrimmage. And I've been a very harsh on Chris Grier, okay? And look, I'm not changing my opinion based on two picks. But if I always told you, Jason, what does a Chris Grier draft look like? I never knew what it looked like because he was pleasing to other coaches. I think we just saw what a true Chris Grier draft looks like. And I wish he would have took his own advice in 2020.
You know what this is? This is okay. I know I'm going to say a name that might make Dolphin fans cringe. Because this is already kind of like a little cringeworthy half hour. Mason Taylor just got drafted by the New York Jets. Congratulations to the Taylors.
Yes.
But I'm sick to my stomach also because of that. That's a conversation for a therapist for another night. Yeah. But anyway, the Bill Parcells model. You build from the inside out. And this is exactly, it didn't really happen when he was in Miami, but the trenches are so important. Kenneth Grant at 13. Go up, get your guy if you're Jonah Savaiinaea and that he's on their board as the top remaining guy. Too many picks in between. You know, there could be runs. This is going to be the day of runs. And I think the Dolphins went up. They gave up what is now a very big gap in the selections. And we need to talk about that. But let's put a pin on that. No, let's put a pin on that. And I just want to hear George, I love when you spin and just go with your technical breakdown of the players. So I'm going to give you the floor. Tell us where you see Jonah, what you like about him, and my God, this is a home run trade. This is not, they traded up for Liam Eichenberg in the second. No, this is a different beast, everybody.
Okay, so here's what I fell in love with him. The first thing we saw, everybody talked about, does he fit the outside zone scheme? I go, he's plenty athletic enough. I first loved his build, how dense he was built. I immediately saw a guard. I thought a guy you bring in, and I saw a plus athlete at right tackle. I saw a plus athlete when I move him inside. And he can be a little bit stiff at times. That's the negative. But he engulfs defenders, okay? What I wanted from an offensive lineman is I wanted a guy, he gives you the best of both worlds. We can't get off the model completely of an athlete at that position, and we didn't. But we got a guy who also brings that physical element where you can run a power scheme, running game. You can switch it up at times, and you can run that. You don't always have to run the outside zones. And this guy's versatile. He moves people. He combo blocks. His feet are good. I mean, you just put on the tape, you fall in love with him. There's certain guys you look at and you say he has it, Jason. And very early on in this process, I identified him as the guy who had it. And I said at 13, I would take this shot if you had to, right? Now, probably would have been too high, but clearly he wasn't going to be there at 48. Clearly.
Listen. Let me tell you, listen, will we be able to run with a little bit more power up the middle? Absolutely now. That's for sure. But
you also can do the outside zone with him.
Wait for. I cannot wait for him to. No, that's what I'm saying. What I can't wait for. What the yes and can he block? Can he help the short yardage? Yes, and he can get out to that next level. He has that space, that kind of awareness in space where if there's going to be extra yardage because a lineman's going to get downfield and help create it, this is the guy that you're going to break that tape down. You're going to watch the highlights and they're going to say, whoop, look at the rookie get out in space and get down and give the lead block, for Achane to get another 15, 20 yards and break a huge hit. They are going to use him. I like him at right guard. If you swing the theory that you put him at right guard, you swing James Daniels to left guard to pair him with Paul. So second year veteran, you got veteran and Brewer. Then you got rookie and veteran and Austin Jackson.
Yes.
And I really like that dynamic. But the fact of the matter is, if the Dolphins can do some more business, because they have 7 more picks. So they're going to, right now they have 9 total with those 2 in Savaiinaea. But with too many picks in between until their next selection, with next year's crop to go in, and a player or two that could be expendable in the right economic scenario.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Chris Greer's Friday evening is over. He's not going golfing or bowling tonight. I think he's still working right now.
Yeah. And the one thing before we got a couple guests in here that are coming on, what I always told you, he's got that barrel-chested, dense frame, that guard frame. When he gets his hands on you, he hits the defenders with a jolt, and that's what I like. And he's athletic, he sometimes, there is some things, I said the body stiffness, but put that all aside. I didn't see all that as a big problem. I like the shock and jolt that he brings on the defenders, that initial contact. That's something we don't have. Eichenberg doesn't have that. Jones doesn't have that. He ran a sub-5 flat in the 40. I had him, shout out to Carson Swessinger. I had at 34. He went 33. I had Jordan Savaiinaea at 39. He goes 37.
You're hitting some hits, and
all right. Let's
board is nice.
Let's bring on some heavy hitters. All right, hitters. Let me switch here to we're gonna go a little 4-man. We're gonna play a little 4-man game here. Let's bring on 2 guests. We got the man Bobby Schaus from the Dive Park, Sammy, who was our sideline reporter yesterday. Boys. Let's go, everybody. If you're watching anywhere else, you better be coming over here to the Fins Faithful Podcast. This is where the party's at. Jordan Savaiinaea. Shout out Sammy, Bobby. Welcome,
cheers,
guys. Whichever one wants to go first, your thoughts on the pick.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Well, before I say that, I want to congratulate you for last night's show. It was awesome with both you guys. It was so much fun. As of tonight, my first congratulations is to George. Man, you've been – it's like Drew McIntyre saying that I prayed for this and it happened. So basically you did the same. You said so many times that was your guy.
Yeah.
Amazing. You basically
I willed it.
Both picks. So that's they better hit because now
I'm in trouble.
Now the pressure's on you and Chris Greer. So
yeah.
No, I think the Dolphins, if you can describe what happened yesterday today, I think it's physicality. I think that they've been talking about so much about being a finesse team. Personally, I've done it so many times. So they found a way to get more physical in the linebacker core, and they tried so much in free agency, and they didn't put out as much as they wanted to, but still they wanted to be a more physical team. So I think they put it off. Bobby?
Oh, I'm thrilled. I told y'all last night my number one guy today was Jonah. I've said that over and over. And we also said, Jason, that we have to come back today and build off of that first pick.
Correct. Trench warfare, baby.
Nailed it.
You know what? This is a shout out, and I'm hoping at some point tonight. I don't think any of us are going anywhere because I don't think Chris Greer's done, frankly.
I don't think it's done.
Because there's too much of a gap. But we had a couple of days ago, we had Corey Chavis on, and he kind of has this theory in the draft where rivals can draft according to how others draft. You know what I'm saying? So with the AFC East being extremely heavy in the trenches, the Patriots, the Jets going offensive line, Dolphins come around, they go in the first round defensive line. They get that same kind of mindset with another trench player in Jonah on the offensive side. So I just think this is a completely foundational, seismic shift for the Dolphins. I'm just glad they made a move with conviction, and that's the theme of this draft. Chris Greer's putting his foot down. Good for him.
A big name just came off the board.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
The name that's been
Shedeur Sanders?
No, Will Johnson.
Shout out to
good for him. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Arizona.
Oh,
man.
Good.
You know what?
That was our pick, right?
Hey, Arizona. Who'd they get in the first? Was they get Walter Nolan in the first round, pairing him with Will Johnson? Nice draft for Arizona there. Man. So I would have been happy with Johnson or Savaiinaea tonight, or Eman Wari. I'm curious. What I really am curious about, I love the post-draft stories where like who had Savaiinaea, where do you think he was going to go? Those kind of things are coming out because they clearly felt they had conviction. I always said, Greer, let's hope this conviction is better than the Eichenberg conviction, though. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's a different animal than him. He's a different animal.
Look, there. Oh God, Jordan.
No. Now we got no more picks. So it's bittersweet. I wish we would have went on. I got to give Jason Sarney credit. Jason texted me. He's like, man, we should probably go on in the 30s. But I was going to pick up something. I didn't think I'd be back in time. And but by the time I came back, tried to put a bite of food in my mouth, my brother turns to me and goes, we're on the clock. I go, what?
It happens that quickly.
And then we jumped on Bobby's show. I had to take care of, my obligation to him. I jumped on his show. Then I was texting Jason. Jason had finished up some things. As soon as we did, we came on. But we got over 430 people in here already. Guys, come on over to YouTube. Please, if you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. Help support here. We're in for a wild ride. We got Kenneth Grant, Joe Savaiinaea. You know how many times I've done that mock draft?
No, you have. That's credit to you. I've seen it, and I gotta say, like, a lot of this is kind of that rare Chris Greer draft that's coinciding with what the fans are thinking and wanting so far from a general standpoint. I mean, I don't think anyone is really reluctantly gasping with displeasure. There could be a couple of things that you might pick around, like, all right, could we have traded back, gained capital, draft Grant this way? The trade up now could have been a little easier. But you know what? It's fine. Because
if you went 41, we'd be kicking ourselves,
Exactly right, because you have about 3 or 4 of these guards that would have been great. Look, Tate Ratledge would have been fun, but Marcus Bow would have been, interesting. But this is the guy that is the best available, 100% the best interior available, who's got the athleticism, power combination to do really everything you would want a new interior lineman to either compete with Eichenberg directly or have the veteran take over in James Daniels for Eichenberg and just slide Jonah right on that right guard slot. So I'm really, really happy. And I would be absolutely flummoxed and shocked if the Dolphins do not do anything from now until 116. There's too many things that they have with the 5th, the 4th, next year. Got to do something.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yo, Clown Pits, Will, my brother Will, do me a favor. If anything breaks or anything comes on, pop it up in the chat. I'll put you on the payroll, brother. He's over in the next room eating all my food. So, do us that favor. All right.
George, I think it was Bobby who said that Eichenberger is officially on the bench, and I think that's the greatest news for Fins Nation tonight, because you can sense the anxiety, because the Dolphins went between corner or guard. Either way, the Dolphins find a way to go another position, even say if it's the safety that they need. You can see that everybody will get so anxious about what's going to happen. So the Dolphins basically sending Eichenberg to the bench, like Bobby said on his show.
So let's look at the offensive line. Let's look at the starting offensive line currently right now. Start left to right. Left tackle, Patrick Paul. Left guard, James Daniels, right? We've come to about center Brewer, Jonah Savaiinaea right guard, Austin Jackson right tackle. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's line up. Defensive, and then we got Kenneth Gray on the other side. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, man. I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what this looks like, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what they could do right now, very safely, in my opinion, is, and I'm not saying don't do it, but you can make a case for them to kind of take a break from the trenches and have some fun. You know, if a player is dangling and there's an asset to move up, look, you got safeties and corners available that are very intriguing. You got two guys right now. They're falling, correct.
Yeah,
so every pick they fall, the compensation really helps the Dolphins' case if they want to move up and get eventually maybe a Watts, a Makuba is available. Cornerback, I think they might have something up their sleeve day 3. They're always great at finding cornerbacks.
That 116, like if it
I like Noel Williams. Yeah, exactly.
Quincy Williams, Quincy Riley, something like that. Yeah. Or even Dorian Strong. Hey, Will, do me a favor in the chat. Can you see did we get back a 5th rounder in that trade? If you're watching, 143, I thought I saw it. So then that would give us 3 5s. That would give us 3 5s and a 4. So we can play with it. We can.
I mean,
let's say we don't do. Yeah, go ahead.
No. When you get into round 3, you know that 4th, the Dolphins can throw a 4th and next year's 4th conceivably
and get into the end of the 3rd. Yeah, they
correct.
Can get into the 3rd. Yeah.
And I'll make a little fun call here. Well, I haven't checked the whole board.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. 5-10 pick. Not call. Not call. I'm going to make a want.
You were spot on with the trade up thing, though. I got to give you that.
I hope that there's a plan in place, and there's a player that I would probably warrant a trade. I just have to confirm here. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Yeah, Shuck was taken, right?
Yeah, he was taken by New Orleans. Are you guys surprised he went before Sanders? Sanders is going to – Sanders might go to –
not at this point.
Hey, Sanders might be going to Pittsburgh at 83.
We're gonna get to the point where someone's gonna take Sanders, someone's gonna take Milroy, maybe. But if there's a trade up that the Dolphins will do, I would want it to be for a quarterback that they have some thought in. And if they trade up for Kyle McCord, you're gonna have to give me. I'm going to the bourbon bottle, Bobby. You're gonna have to ship me one of those bottles.
I got you, brother. Hey, you know something else we like to talk about last night? The Raiders all of a sudden have pick 98 and 99.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did confirm. We got 143 back. So we're sitting with 3 5s and a 4th.
We have a 4th. We're done.
So tomorrow's gonna be fun regardless. You know what I mean? Even if we don't do anything, we're 3 5. That's a money spot in this draft. This draft is deep, guys. This is the last COVID year draft. There's gonna be UDFAs that would have got drafted in previous years. This draft is really deep. You know, and I'll tell you, the exercise of doing the board, you realize where the strength is wasn't at the top. It's like now is the strength of the draft. Now to like 130, you know what I mean? Like it's there's players. Because in some drafts you're like in the 5th round, I'm done. I don't know who else is there, like this draft's not like that. There's gonna be really good players available. So that's good that they got 3 5s.
I mean, right now until like 110, it's very interchangeable. I mean, there are players that are it does not matter at this point. It's pick your
Raiders traded the pick that they got from the Dolphins to the Texans. I don't know if you.
Oh, they trade?
They traded by the pick they got from the Dolphins. They traded the Texans.
Oh, 48. It went to Texas took Ursaray.
Yeah, they and if I may, I'm sorry, but if I may, there was a expectation that we're going to be a run on defensive back at the top of the 2nd round. That didn't happen. Only 2 defensive backs. So the run for defensive backs, as long as it doesn't happen, the Dolphins might have a chance with all those picks in the 5th round, the 4th, to maybe try to split back to a 3rd round, like Jason expects a move, or maybe a pick next year. I don't think they get a compensatory pick for next year, but probably they can give a 3rd and a 5 and use year's 3rd and get back into the game at the 3rd round. I would not be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could trade a pick next year. Jason's point, if they want to get up 3, you trade a 4 next year and this 4, and you get up to like somewhere in the 90s. I think a team would bite on that. I think they take the bait. And you got 3 5s. You can take 2 of those 5s and move up to the 4th.
Bobby made the point last night that you got to find the right dancing partner. You got to find the right trade partner. So if you're looking at next year, what does Cleveland have? Look at the team that is clearly trying to really load up for next season, it seems. And I'm looking at the Browns.
Oh,
let's see what they have left.
Guys. I'm so
They
glad to meet you.
I'll tell you what. The Browns have 67 and 94. Okay? The Browns have 2 third-round picks on the way.
Shout out to Demetrius Knight Jr. I was so high in this kid, and he went 49. Good for him. Good for him, man.
If there's a safety, if there's a DB that they love at 67, go get him. If there's a quarterback that they love at 94, go get him. I think the Browns are rife for a trade back with the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, like you made the point earlier, I think it was you, Jace. You said we can have a little fun too now. It's clearly corner wasn't their top worry, right? They thought they wouldn't address the line of scrimmage, and they probably think they can handle it in the later rounds, and they can handle it in street free agents, right? Post June 1st or post draft. So, if you think, let's not sway away from BPA now, needs, but I think corners will be there. Like, if you wait till 116, there'll be some corners. But I know you have a quarterback in mind in round 4, right? Is that the quarterback round for you?
I don't think he's going to be available, frankly. I think he's a top 100 pick. That's why I'm saying if he's around at 94, you may have to trade that 116 up. Throw a 5th from next year. Throw a 5th from this year. It won't cost that much to move up, but it might. If it's the last quarterback that you would like, sure. But if you want to get up to those 60 range, I think you don't go quarterback there. You go immediate impact player. Because remember, we're trying to find 3 or 4 starters. They got 2, But right now we're going into like special teams range and development range in some cases when you're in day 3. So got to get back in round 3. They're going to do it. I think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we're waiting on. We're just going to wait to see who falls, and they're going to. Yeah. I think that they're looking at the strategy now. I think they're just going to go all in, get 3 bona fide starters, and be happy with it.
I couldn't agree more.
We said on the pod, 2 nights ago, whatever it was, George. Give us 7 players. Finish the draft with 7, 8 players. It saves a little bit of money in a sense. Well, obviously you got 2 players in the top 40 that you're paying, but frankly, I think it would be great to get 7 bona fide players going into camp and an undrafted class. It's going to be, to your point, George, very deep this particular year.
And they hit on, what do they do well? Undrafted free agents, they do well in the corner position. Sign 4 or 5 of the guys, see if you can get 1 out of them.
I got an undrafted defensive back that I hope he just gets through. If not, the 7th rounder from Jackson State, Robert McDaniel. This is a kid who's like a safety, corner, linebacker hybrid. So there's going to be plenty of players that if they pass on DBs, this franchise happens to hit the nail on the head. Look what they've done in the past with young cornerbacks that don't necessarily get drafted. They end up starting. They end up relevant. We know the names.
Yeah, and Bobby, we talked about in your show, how does Jalen Ramsey fit into all this as far as trade here in the next 2 days?
Like I said, I didn't really think Ramsey was going to get traded in this draft. I don't think the Dolphins really feel like they're forced. But we said immediately when we were live on my show 15 minutes ago, this makes you think they might know something we don't. To give up all those assets, maybe they feel comfortable because they have something else in the works to regain some assets. So I think this definitely brings Ramsey back to the forefront. I'm not saying he gets traded, but it definitely makes you think they might have something up their sleeve. And just looking at the cornerback best available here, I mean, they're all there. So, I don't feel bad yet. As long as we can keep sliding down here, I mean, there's going to be a choice. There's going to be a chance to go get somebody.
Yeah. Seattle's on the clock at 50 here, then the Denver. Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
no corners. The corner. I thought Amos is still out there. Benjamin Morrison. Who am I missing? Azare Thomas.
All of them, dude.
Yeah,
no one's been drafted.
So
Siobhan Revel, Amos, Morrison, Thomas, Porter, no Williams.
And look,
there's got to be.
Look what happened at 48.
Hey, guys, Sammy's trying to talk. Let Sammy talk.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
He's got cut off like 6 times. Go ahead.
I'm good. I'm having fun. But as Jason knows, I'm an old school guy, so I still kind of sometimes use the Jimmy Johnson trade value chart. And to Jason's point, if you do the math right, and let's say they want to go back to the 85 pick, that's reasonable, right? Between the middle of the third round. The middle of the third round, 85th pick has a value of 165. It will take the Dolphins for get to 158. Number 116, number 150, number 143, and number 155. That will be the fourth and the 3 5s just to get back into the third round.
Yeah.
Because if you give them a value of the next year's pick, it's basically saying that's the last value of that round.
Yeah,
or around less.
Or they say around less, yeah.
Or around less.
Yeah.
So it would take the Dolphins 4th and 3/5 just to get back into the middle round. So that's a lot. That of course we want them to do that, but and teams just don't use the value chart as much as they used to. But still, it will take a lot for those to come back.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I love the trade. I love looking at that. Yeah, they say next year's 4th is basically a 5th this year, right?
So we will have to be a 2nd round pick next year to get back into the third round this year.
Royal went to Seattle. Good get for them.
They're doing well.
Yeah. So the 2 tight ends are out now. It's interesting who the next tight end. Duke, George, can I get a grade so far? This is an A for me. Let's go around the panel here. We'll start with you, Sammy. Your grade so far?
B+. Just because, of course, when you have to give assets on the draft, you had to good say point. That's a hit. If not, because you can only go by personnel, probably an A-. Because it's not like for me to have an A, straight A, you have to have a value of someone who is a top 5 draft pick and they went to number 13. That would give them an A plus.
Yeah.
Of course, that's on their hands. So for what they had, probably an A-.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, I give them an A-. I think that, like Sammy said, we gave up a lot of assets, and that definitely needs to be calculated, especially with the needs we have. But I give it an A- because the culture shift, the style shift. It's something like we've begged for a team that can play in January, and the first 2 picks are guaranteed. Like we're better in January right now. I can say that with a fact.
Jason,
just to do a little bit of a change up, just an A. It's a good solid A for me. I'm not going to give a plus because you give up a lot of assets. Got to see what they do with it. And the culture change for me, the check of the boxes for both sides of the trenches already. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, man. I'm just shocked that Scorton went to Carolina.
I want to hear your grade because I'm pretty sure what it is.
Mine?
Yes.
It's an A, not an A+. An A+.
Oh, wow.
A, because of the capital. But A. You already know Sammy, and I just want to shout out Sammy.
You want so much.
I just want to shout out Sammy for a minute. Sammy, let me give you your props. Dude, you were great yesterday on the show. Breaking everything. Dude, you were one of the nicest guys I met behind the scenes and what you do over there on Fins TV. Sammy's great. You guys better be checking out Fins TV and all the stuff they do, man. We talked, me and Jason talked, and we decided, hey, let's get Sammy on. I had that thought in my head.
Cheap plug. After the Dive Bar podcast, you jumped to Fins TV after the Dive Bar podcast on Tuesday nights. From 7 to 8:15, you jump back.
I went from Dive Bar. I couldn't leave my homie alone, And I put Chinese food down for you, dog. I'm a homie. All right, wow. I'm a homie, Bob.
And I want to say thanks to Jason and George. We didn't plan on things going down the way they did.
Yeah. And
George coming over real quick and going live with me, and then so thanks for the patience, Jason and George, and letting it all work out. We here now, baby. We cruising.
Full team effort. And
day ones, baby. Day ones.
This is a good start for, I think, the fans. The last thing that we needed was a downer, and I think this, Bobby. We've been talking about this, George, Sammy.
Yeah.
It's building on last night's fun, so it's like fun. More fun tonight, and let's see what's next. And now it's like we're finally in that
a little edge on, a little run on edge rushers here. Aladejo went to the Titans here.
Okay,
yeah,
you know what? That's kind of good because we don't necessarily need to be in that market.
Yeah, Scorton and Aladejo, a little run back-to-back edge rushers. Oh wow, I missed it. Did you guys know Terrence Ferguson went 46 to the Rams?
Yeah,
you liked a lot.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised he went over Arroyo. Who liked him? Oh, Justin Mello. Shout out Justin Mello. Remember?
Yes.
You asked him.
He did say he's more of an overall. Yeah. Yep. Top 5. He had him in his top 5.
Alfred Collins. I was so on a high. I went over to Bobby show, and now I'm looking up what happened. Alfred Collins to San Fran. So they got who did they get at 11? They got Mikael Williams and Alfred Collins. They
needed
beefed
that.
Up.
They needed that.
Beefed up. Yeah.
They were depleted. The defensive line.
Dallas getting Nezaruko. They got Booker and Nezaruko. It's not bad.
The edge run is starting. The edge run is going pretty hard right now.
Yeah. Bucks.
That's good.
My
Great
youngest
news for
brother.
us. Great news for us.
Yeah. Let's see who the Bucks take.
We want those runs.
The Bucks. Where do they? The Bucks could go. I think a corner could go here to the Bucks. Actually, or yeah, man. I as much as I love Swesher, I didn't expect him to go 33 and do the first pick in the second round. I'll be honest, you know, dude. And apparently we had interest in him. That would have been the other guy besides Savaiinaea that would have really had me going. Because it was to the point where Bobby's like, dude, shut up about this kid. All right. I don't want to hear him. Oh, go ahead.
I got my guy, man. That's been my guy all along. Like, I thought it would be at 48, but I'm glad when you get your guys, we've talked about that. When you have conviction in a guy, you go get him and you live with that. You can live with that.
Yes. I've always said, Greer doesn't live. Everything I've criticized Greer for, he's doing in this draft. And I got the sense, I don't know who I talked to about it, maybe both of you guys. I got the sense from that press conference, everybody was talking about all those negative things, but the sense that I got from him is that, like, he's going to do it his way, this draft. Because he was like, at the end, he was like, yeah, I defer too much. I do this too much. He was basically telling you that I'm going to get the guys I want, the guys I like, the way I think a team should be run. But, you know, that's his fault, though, that he hasn't done that. Because it might be too little too late for him, guys. You know what I mean? This might be the draft to start for another head coach. Not necessarily Greer leaving the organization, but running the team. And let's see what's Champ Kelly's involvement in this draft. You know, what's Marvin Allen's involvement in this draft. You know, this is not a Mike McDaniel draft. I can tell you that right now. No,
and that could have been a train wreck for Chris Greer too if he came out, said something like that, and then still done the same passive aggressive style. It really would have. It could have went all the way bad. So, like, for him to come, show up, put his balls on the table, I respect it, man. And I've gave Chris Greer hell this offseason.
Yeah. Shout out to 750 people we have watching. Shout them out. Come on, make sure you guys, if you're watching on X, jump on over to YouTube for a while. It takes a second. The little bell, the little thumbs up. It takes really 1 second. It helps us out. I know all these guys who create content understand what that means. Oh, what? Don't do that to me.
Buccaneers, Benjamin Morrison.
Oh, my guy.
Hey, we talked about him being that the top corner, man. People believe that for real.
That's my
guy. Around, probably.
My number 38th player on my board, Benjamin Morrison, going 53. I love that dude. If he didn't have that hip injury, you're talking about him late round one, real early in the second round. Love Benjamin Morrison. His tape is phenomenal, man. Phenomenal.
Do you think there's a chance, Bobby, they hold pat and they finish up for the night, or do you think that they are potentially still in the mix here?
I don't think they're in the mix this early, though.
Yeah, I don't think
not this early. Not this early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about how the board keeps falling. The board's falling good still. I think if their guys there and they have they're already probably working the phones, they probably already know realistically what a deal's going to cost. They talk to people.
Yeah.
These things are days and weeks in advance talked about. If we get in the scenario, what are we thinking? They know the route they can take. So we can start getting into the 60s, maybe that early third. Once we really get in that third round, early in the third, now we're looking at the board. What's left? Okay, we can wait. We got 6 cornerbacks we like. We're waiting. 3 go. Okay, maybe let's pick up those phones.
Did Greer talk yet after the pick or no? He did?
I think he is. I think they are starting to run, starting to talking.
Okay.
They did talk. They said they're gonna explore avenues to get back into the third. They are not done. And people said, "Do you worry about not getting a starting cornerback?" He said,
"Deep cut.
The night's not over."
Yep.
So I mean, he said a lot of stuff that would make you think they got a plan. So we'll see.
I don't know why I feel like he says that every single year, but that probably just be.
Let's see.
No, you're right. You're right. I think that the actions give me a little more confidence.
Let's see something.
Definitely. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, he's. I'm looking at a video here of Savaiinaea. Here. Let's see. Screen share. I'm trying to get my screen for the.
Yeah, you're still over the moon, man.
Huh?
You're still over the moon.
Yeah, no. I'm trying. No, I'm
You
trying.
can stop smiling.
Yeah.
You can stop smiling.
So let's play. Let's have some fun because we got a bit of a wait here. No matter what we're doing,
Let's see something here.
If Ramsey it's a very small chance, obviously, but if Ramsey is dangled out there to add in with some picks, do you think that's a potential? Anybody want to speak to that? I'm not saying it's a potential. I'm saying it's a tiny. It has to be asked.
Sorry, Bobby.
Good reaction. I like that.
Hold on.
Happy people.
This is the reaction of Savaiinaea becoming a Dolphin.
He had all the hats. I love
I'm
it.
excited, man. Man.
Oh, look at the fala, man.
Let's do it, man. Let's go. Appreciate you, Coach. Come on, man.
I'm falling in love, bro.
Let's do it, man. Tell Tua get ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah. That's great.
Tell him get ready, man. I'm ready. Man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all don't know how much this shit means to me. Woo! Okay.
We got a trade here. The Las Vegas Raiders have traded the 37th pick to the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, the 37th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins.
Woo!
Savaiinaea.
Yeah!
That's awesome.
Also, Tilly should be really, really happy with that pick also.
Yeah, he's
Well, when you look, I'm seeing a tweet, post from Barry Jackson around probably an hour ago. Dolphins will hold cornerbacks tryouts outside the Miami Gardens Sonic tonight at 8 a.m. That's funny. That's good for Barry. That's very good.
they obviously, Bobby, talk about the scheme that they obviously feel like they can get by a corner, right? A little bit more. It seems like shout out to Ben Albright. He was right. It seems like it switched from Weaver to Fangio. Fangio was all about having those corners. Not to say you can get and we should have picked up on it at the press conference yesterday. I don't know, Sammy, Jason, or Bobby, you picked it up when he's like, yeah, Mike and I were talking about teams that went to the Super Bowl and they had 5th, 6th, 7th round corners. So that was kind of a hint. This is obviously, you guys agree, this is obviously the plan, right? They were going trenches.
Pass rush always made cornerbacks better. That used to be the philosophy of the Dolphins in the 90s. So if they find a way to have a good pass with Chubb Robinson and Chubb and Jalen Phillips comebacks, they might have a chance to make their cornerbacks, whatever they are, better. But it's a race. No, I still believe it's a race. They need to find a B, C plus B caliber corner for them to compete with the AFC East.
Yeah, and Anthony Belton just went to Green Bay at 53. Look at the linemen that are available now, right? There's not much like guys you could say these guys are day one starters on the board. I don't think, did Routledge go? I'm not sure. No, right? Let me pull up.
Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah. What do you think, Jason? I know you got a lot on your mind, Jason.
I'm very happy. Listen, there's no doubt about it. I am very, very happy. I could be elated
if we got
on what happens when we're in round 3. And listen, 100% right now, probably until you get to like the 80s, 90s, it's going to be too expensive to trade to Sammy's point. I fully agree there, but they can relax for quite a while. Let me just bring back up the board. They can relax for quite a while, but then there comes a time, to Bobby's point, where if you're bored, if there's a player that you're just scratching your head is there, and you know that this team has already said, listen, man, if you got a couple of this or that, give me a call or whatever. So, or vice versa. A team can go get more capital, call the Dolphins, and be like, all right, let's talk now. We can handle this, whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
So
team like the Vikings that have only four picks, they might be enticed to find a way to get some of those flags from the Dolphins, but still, it will take a lot to get everybody into the third round.
We're only 9 picks from the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This draft's moving, huh?
Yeah.
This draft was moving. It's been moving. I like the pace. So look at the if you all right. So we're looking at the best available, right? If we're at 53, so let's look at the linemen that we're going to be still available. I think Ursaray went at 48 and Belton, so we got to add those two. Tate Rouch is the other guy, right? And Marcus Bowe, Miles Frazier. There's a big drop off after Frazier, Mila. I mean, these are fourth round guys to me. Milam's at the third round range. I think when Fairchild, he starts that fourth round move. Shout out to Jackson Slater. I hope he gets picked soon. We had him on the show. Fantastic kid. I know, Jason, you tried to send him on that. I hope he goes early. He's got an outside shot at the end of day 3, but more likely round 4 guy. But when you look at the overall, what stands out to you guys? Mike Green still being available. Is it you think the Mike Green stuff is just the history that, the 2 assault cases against him? Whoever wants to jump on the Mike Green.
Well, yeah, I will. If you're trying to culture change, personally for the Dolphins, trying to culture change, I don't think that's the way they would like to go after all the all they gone through the last offseason. So the Ramsey stuff and the Tariq stuff, I don't think they want to get to that from the Dolphins.
Well, yeah, not necessarily for the Dolphins. I'm just surprised he's kind of still on the board there. The corners,
well, the NFL has changed so much in recent years with the conduct policy, and they're bringing down the hammers. So probably teams are a little queasy of trying to get a player who knows what's going to happen. So even in the 90s, teams find a way. Cecil Collins, Jimmy Johnson. Everybody wanted Cecil Collins to get the Dolphins in the second rounds. Jimmy Johnson wait to the 5th round. So that's always been the case. But I would not be shocked if this is later part of the 3rd round, probably the 4th round.
Look at these corners. Siobhan Ravel is Jr. still available. Amos, I mean, Darian Porter, Riley. Dude, if we can get up, we can get one of these guys. Like up to Frazier here, Frazier on up. I'm good with that. At the end of round 3. What's some of your favorite corners there, Jason? That are available. You like all these top guys, right?
I mean, yeah, Revel I like. I mean, I think, again, with what happened with Will Johnson, he's sliding because of the injury concerns. This guy is a potential ball hawk. He had 12 pass breakups in 12 games in 2023. And in his 3 games last year prior to getting an ACL injury in practice, he had 2 picks, or 3 picks even. But I think it's 2 picks. But I like him a lot. I like Azariah Thomas. And I like, if we're going a little bit deeper, Noah Williams, like we discussed, George. But
where do you feel comfortable here in round 3? Either Sammy or Jason or by whoever.
Sammy,
what do you feel? What is any guys you like? I don't know how familiar with the deep cornerback class, but who do you like here on the corner, Sammy?
Well, I'm not gonna pretend I'm the draft guy. I leave that to you. That's why you're the expert over here. I like to draft myself with people who are smarter than me. So I would defer to Jason on that.
If we're looking deep, and now looking round 4, if it all gets to there, you want to look at guys who can contribute on special teams too. So Noah Williams is a return guy. He can return kicks. You look at a guy like a Darian Porter from Iowa State. He could be a gunner. He could actually be a dog special teamer. Trey Amos is still there for an actual.
I saw a lot of mock draft having Trey Amos in the top of the 2nd round. That I can tell you. So for guys who's looking in the outside looking in to see a guy like Trey Amos, so I saw a lot of mock drafts in the top half of the 2nd round. That's really shocking.
Yeah, Trey Harris got picked to the Chargers at 50.
Oh, okay.
Big receiver.
Does that happen now?
Justin Herbert. So they had Omarion Hampton and Trey Harris. They were obviously looking to get more physical on the outside and in the running game. Nice big receiver there to get Herbert some help. That was their plan in this draft. Man, I love the Benjamin Morris pick to Tampa. Wow. Tampa's having a nice little draft. Abuka in round 1, Benjamin Morris in round 2. Nice draft.
I want to throw in here now, looking for Greer type of guys. I think what's interesting, he drafts a first round pick, an interior defensive lineman. You lose Christian Wilkins. He did draft Christian Wilkins at 13 in 2019. You lose Javon Holland, the safety you drafted in the second round. What if he loves a guy who could be like that type of a player in that deep third? I think you're going to lose out on Watts, but maybe a guy like a Billy Bowman, a Jonas Sanker, a Makuba.
Oh, yes.
there are some safeties.
Caleb Ransaw. Okay. If we get Isaac TeSlaa, I'm done, bro.
Well, talk about your boy. Talk about your boy Ransaw, because he could be.
Yeah, I love Ransaw. Okay, Ransaw is primarily. He's an interesting guy. He's kind of a poor man's Jody Barron. Like we talked about it when we were going over the cornerback group. He's a slot guy, but he also played on the line of scrimmage. He's just a physical.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
They always do this shit.
What did I miss?
I don't like that.
The Lions just picked Ratledge.
Yeah.
So they had a similar draft to us. They took Tyreek Williams in round 1, and then they took Ratledge in round 2. That's like the B version. That's like the Walmart version of our draft.
The team version.
No, 2 good players, but like I had them both behind the guys we got. Bobby, you like Ratledge? What do you think, Bobby? We're gonna come back up for Ratledge? We're gonna get Ratledge?
No, it's not even Ratledge. It's the Lions.
Dude, Bobby hates when a team takes the guy he likes. He hates it. You should have heard him on Mason Taylor. He's like,
it's not even that. Look, Mason Taylor was never going to be a Dolphin. If he was, they would trade up for him.
Yeah.
But the Jets, and then it's so Detroit to like take all of our people.
I mean, I got to tell you, it was horrible that year when Jason Taylor was in New York, New Jersey playing for the Jets, particularly for all the Jet fans that hated JT when he was a Dolphin from New York. You know what I mean? And now it's kind of deja vu all over again in a really weird way for me. So whatever. But, you got to root for the kid. He's a good kid. Good luck to him. But Jets, man, you couldn't go to like the Saints or like the Broncos or I don't know. What can you do?
Jason Taylor and the Jets, I like to pretend that happened in an alternate universe, and I don't remember that happening. So I want to pretend that didn't happen, but that
You're right. I know.
Way too much.
Lordy. All right.
We have around 5 players in this round, and wow, there's over 59 picks to go, I think. Let me see.
All right. So the Raiders are in, or
yeah,
did the Raiders pick yet?
Yeah, they got Jack. They got Jack Best, probably the best story of the draft, or the saddest story of the draft.
Yeah. We root for that kid. Great kid. Horrible what happened to his brother, obviously, but this kid's going to be a dog in the NFL.
Around 58 picks away for the Dolphins, so that's a lot.
Oh my God, that is brutal.
Yeah, Jack Best went to St. Thomas More, which is 5 minutes down the street from my house.
Oh wow, very cool. Very cool. Now, everyone's going to be rooting for this kid. He's a good receiver.
No Sanders here, right? That's kind of a shocking.
That is crazy. Who is the most shocking couple of available players right now? I mean, obviously Sanders.
Well, he's gonna be the biggest, the most shocking fall in NFL history for sure.
Oh my God, Mike Green.
He's unprecedented. It's unprecedented territory. I think there was a 2% chance he will be at the end of the first round of Washington's pick, and we were almost finishing the second round and still no. So it's going to be by far in the history and also the NFL the most shocking and most controversial fall in NFL draft history for sure. Because that's a lot.
Absolutely crazy.
The days of the NIL and when you have a guy like Deion Sanders who probably has so much love around the NFL and coaches and players and networks. If you're a GM and you don't feel comfortable about your job, or you're a head coach and you don't feel too secure about your job, you don't want Deion Sanders clamoring for your job anywhere because his son is on the bench, because by now he's not going to start wherever he goes. So he's probably going to keep on falling a little bit more, but I will not be shocked I will not tease in the early part of the third round guessing, but still is a shocker for me that he's around almost in the third round and he's still falling.
Looking around the board here, George, why don't you get your big board up just to have some conversation? Let's look at some players available. You tell us where you have them, and just for some context here, we mentioned Amos is available. I like Watts a lot. I really happen to like Xavier Watts. Where do you have him on your big board falling?
I think you're myself, George. At least I can hear you. He's pulling a Steve Hallett, so he's probably muted.
Shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
That's a nice. My
man.
man taking strays.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now
Yes.
you're good.
All right. Did Jack Best go?
Yeah, he just went.
What number?
Vegas to the Raiders.
What pick was that?
58.
Let's look at the big board.
Oh, there.
Jack Best, 59. Jack Best.
Wow.
Let's do it, boy. No, all right.
Okay.
So,
That big board is singing.
All right. So, best for me, the corners. So, watching your third guy. Ravel, I had high. The corners are the ones that really fell for me. Savaiinaea, right where I would have took him. So the league kind of agreed with me, I guess. The corner, Osray Thomas being available and Amos are shocking to me. Darius Alexander being available is shocking. It's really, Shedeur, I had him end of first round. Luther Burden, he already went, right? Yeah, Burden went. Where did Burden go? Burden went 39. So, yeah, right around there. Let's move on. All right, so a lot of guys I got. Landon Jackson's still available. Jaden Higgins already went. I got Watts at 53, Jason. Give me a player, and I'll let you know where you think that if you have a question where I have
Where you had the safety from Notre Dame at the
Watts, yeah, 53.
Okay.
Oh, I put pen. I had made a mistake.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah. Yeah, Watts. Okay, Bobby, you muted or no?
Y'all gonna love this one.
What?
I ain't gonna tell you this. You're gonna love
I
it.
hate when you do that, dude. I hate when he said, he's
Oh.
like, here's what he does to me in the last show. Hey, George, you're gonna have a bad taste in your mouth. I thought it was worse than what it was.
I was kind of upset. George didn't care as much as I did.
No, I was like, I'm all right with that.
You were stuck on the player. I don't give a damn about that.
What you eating, Bobby?
Of course they are. The Ravens are drafting Mike Green
Oh my gosh.
after getting Malachi Starks at 27.
That's secondary is really hell.
They just find dogs on defense.
Dude, why
He's so Ravens too.
Dude, why do they keep letting this happen? They don't care. They have leadership in their building. They don't care. You don't want him for this reason? Let him fall. We'll do it.
Yeah.
And guess what happens? They become pro bowlers after pro bowlers after pro bowlers. When is the league gonna learn?
Harbaugh just got a contract extension. That offense is solid, so that they can take some kind of risk. So
Yeah, I'm waiting to see where my boy Charles Grant goes. Josh,
With the way that this board is falling, I feel like he could be had at that round 4 spot.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, saying Dolphins, but at this point,
if we can get anybody
that's fine too.
Dude, anybody in this 95 to 99 are kind of my guys, I love Tesla. Like, can we play around and get some weapons here in the 4th round? Like, if we do that, he's a guy I want. Zoff Frazier is definitely in the mix. In that, if he doesn't go in the 3rd round, that 116, Jason, Bobby, and Sammy. Nothing really. To me, the biggest news right now is the cornerback board didn't go as fast.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and if the Dolphins have a second grade or any of those corners, a high second grade, you can bet they're gonna find a way to trade next year's second round pick and get back.
A perfect way to break this down is Jalen Wright last year.
Exactly.
Second round grade. Took a third next year with their third. Came up, got him.
Right.
Exactly.
And what did they do? They because they knew they projected. They were wrong, right? Because Wilkins didn't give him a third, but they got the third for Hunt, right? They're projected to get a 4 for Holland. Is that right, Jason? Bobby or Sammy?
I believe
4,
it's
right?
4 right now.
So they could look and say, "Hey, we're gonna have 2 4s next year. 4."
Doesn't Daniels and Holland even themselves out, and they were depending on the Calais Campbell, and I don't think they're gonna get any.
I think the Campbell leaving helped them. Bobby, I don't know if or Jason, you want to define it? Did Campbell leaving help them actually be eligible now to get the compensatory pick?
Bobby, you know the specifics of that one?
I don't do the compensatory thing.
Yeah, there's something
It's a huge. I don't know I'm not going to pretend to know the formula either.
Yeah. I remember reading something about that they're.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they could be eligible now with.
I'll tell you one thing I find interesting about this draft that I'm picking up on. It's random, but it does mean something because of Holland left Miami. Athletes First was his agency. Ramsey's on the way out. Athletes First agency. Tua, that's up in the air next offseason. Athletes First. Their first and second round pick tonight. Athletes First.
Wow.
Okay.
That's interesting to me.
Fun nugget.
That's interesting to me.
Dude, that's the great thing about Bobby knows all this. This is stuff I have no idea about.
So they're going to expect top dollar in 4 and 5 years.
It's just interesting too because like you really think that relationship was coming to an end. It was kind of like trying to separate from each other, and then they go back to back with Athlete First.
But you know what? To your point though, I feel like letting Christian Wilkins do his thing, not franchise him, letting players explore the free agency. I mean, I guess he's playing, the long game with certain negotiations. Drew Rosenhaus, what has he got? Like 15% of the roster? You know what I mean? So it's like
probably more.
Yeah. But it's a good point. That's a good nugget about it. Those first two.
No, Milroy.
Milroy went?
No. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Octane, Duke, Octane, Clown Prince, Jake, everybody in the chat. We got 850 watchers. Thank you all guys for coming on. You have so many options to come on. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come in with this all-star crew we got. Finn, Sammy, Bobby, the boy from the dive bar, Jason, Sarni, and myself. You know, you always catch us on the on-season. We're breaking down the culture change draft that we've been waiting for. Kenneth Grant, and today we took Jonas Savaiinaea. We don't have a pick at 98. We're hoping they move up here and get somebody. But, yeah, thank everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. I like Quincy Riley. Yeah, Quincy Riley's the guy. Quincy Riley, Jason, what are you thinking? End of round 3? Beginning of round 4? They worked him out.
At this point, he could be a round 5 guy. I'm not even – no disrespect to him. But there's too many corners ahead. I mean, you got Parrish, you got Porter, you got, Noah Williams, I think, will go before him. And all the guys that we've been waiting on going, and Thomas and Amos and Revel. There's just too many guys out there to think he's a day 2 guy.
Dude, every safety and cornerback basically is still there.
Which is music to our ears because it's a need. So
it also I'll step on my own toes here. It shows you how much we don't know. Like mock drafts are not gospel.
That happens every single year.
And look, we thought it was crazy how much they gave up. Maybe the Dolphins knew the cornerback market was going to be a lot more fulfilling come the 3rd, 4th round.
Yes, and shout out to Corey. When we had Corey Chavis on, he was a big fan. He and who better to learn from a former guy who played defensive back. He played corner, was a Pro Bowler. He said he likes Quincy Riley specifically for the Dolphins. And if anybody doesn't know Corey Chavis, you got to check his website out. NFL, what is it? Draft Nasty magazine, Jason? Is that the
Draft Nasty? Absolutely.
Yeah. Draft Nasty, dude. He goes to all the games. He records his own film. We had him on. He knows. He's so knowledgeable and a great dude. And I told you, Bobby. He mentioned to shout you out. You guys at the dive bar. He's a great dude. We'll get Corey back on again. Maybe we'll get him on draft recap. We got one of the draft recap shows we do is a dude. He knows ball. Like I remember watching Corey Chavis on. I forgot he was on NFL Network. He was on ESPN set. He was doing this stuff that everybody's watching on TV now. That was him. Shout out to Beachway. I appreciate the comment. The check's in the mail. No, thank you so much. You've been always in the show supporting it. I can't thank you enough, Beach. Thanks so much for the compliment. And all these guys. I mean, Jason, Bobby. These are the to me some of the best in the business here with Finn, Sammy, and nobody. I got to get with Finn, Sammy on the video stuff. That's where I'm lacking. We got to link up, Sammy.
So
we got to do some.
Well, anytime I told you before. Anytime,
Yeah. I got to. Yeah,
you're talking about Corey Chavis. I'm not gonna age myself, but I remember when Corey Chavis was drafted. He was expected to be a first round pick. I think he went to the Cardinals, right? I think a second round pick to the Cardinals. So
early second.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, but Corey Chavis was so generous with his time, and he stayed with you guys. So to even do a Dolphins draft, I thought that was great. It was great for him. What a great guy.
I'm amazed. Like Richmond's another guy, Richmond Webb. I'm amazed. What you see for them backstage, they're even nicer. I'm amazed by the humility, how humble they are. You wouldn't think these are former players and look at us like just regular Joes. They're one of us. It's like they come on here and they're just talking ball like one of us. And dude, it's so refreshing.
Richmond Webb is the kind of guy.
My amazement.
Wow. He's such a great guy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quick. He's such a great guy. Richmond Webb. He's the kind of guy that us as fans, if we do a campaign as a fan, so to bring awareness to the need of Richmond Webb go to the Hall of Fame, that's something that Dolphins Nation should do tonight, because he's the guy who definitely should be a Hall of Famer for sure. Hopefully it's this year, but we need to find a way. The president of the Hall of Fame said Thomas that every single time there was something on the web, the Dolphins says he should be a Hall of Famer. We should do that. So they notice. They notice this for Zach Thomas. Hopefully we can do that for Richmond Webb. He's a Hall of Famer this next season. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
It's incredible when you.
One of the things about Corey and players in general, it's like we love to talk things and remember things. But I was talking to Corey last year during the draft process and mentioned, O.J. McDuffie. And I asked him, do you remember playing against O.J. McDuffie? Not only did he remember the game, he remembered the play. I remember my second year, and I was trying. He nailed exactly what happened. I'm like, do these guys remember every play, or is the recall? Some of these recall on some of these guys is unbelievable. But yeah, he's one of the nicest guys out there. So. For sure.
Yeah, I'm getting greedy here, man. I want another pick.
It's been enough time. Let's roll.
I'm getting greedy. I want that. The ice cream's good. I want the cherry on top right now.
I'll tell you what. The way the ball is falling with not a huge run on defensive backs, you might get that. Chris Weir will not be shy about finding a way to get back there.
If he goes up against Siobhan Revelle Jr. or Trey Amos. Is Azrae Thomas still there? He didn't go, did he? Let me see.
Yeah, they're all there.
They're all there. He goes up there. I might extend.
Change the last couple minutes.
And I'm not a Chris. I might extend Chris Spear. I might do something crazy and extend him. I'm joking. Shout out Welch. Shout out Welch. Yeah, Trey Amos. Watts. Xavier Watts is there. I'm curious to see.
I love Xavier Watts.
When we get to 98, one of these guys is there. But I can't go back. Now it's just like you want to get greedy, right? We can do it though. We can move up. We got the capital, but I think it's still early. I don't think we can.
Yeah,
I think we're looking at more of the 80s and 90s. We'll be able to play with. Not anytime. Darius Alexander.
Hey, what?
Jared Wilson too, man. Shamar Turner. Hey, your guy Jalen Noel's still about you. Jason, you should have stuck with your instinct. Higgins was going first. Shout out to your boy Jaden Higgins. Who did he go to?
I love Houston. I comped him with Nico Collins, and now he's playing with Nico Collins. I love it.
My guy went at 33. Your guy went at 34. Back to back. Mike Green to Baltimore. That's crazy, man. That hurts. I gotta admit, that hurts. That one hurts. Not Mason Taylor. This one hurts me, Bobby.
Yeah, the next one's gonna hurt you too.
Oh, don't do that.
Anytime Bobby makes a sound,
bad news.
anytime Bobby makes a sound, it's like that ding 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 ding. But
No. Bobby's, you gotta have a different noise. Negative. It's a negative noise. Bobby,
that's his sound.
Wait, you gotta have a soundboard when I ain't gonna like it, bro. What do you got on your soundboard? You got a heavy song?
I got you. Hold on. I got you right here. Hold on.
This will be Watts. Is Watts going to be gone?
No, I think it's going to be a corner. No one, Bobby. It better not be Azare Thomas or Trey Amos or Siobhan Ravel Jr. If it's one of those guys, give me the sound.
Wah, wah, wah.
Who did you say? Say it again.
Ravel, Amos, or Azare Thomas.
I want Xavier Watts to hang around.
Why did
RJ Harvey.
Who took RJ Harvey went?
To the Broncos.
Ooh.
You like him.
Hey, what's team, Bobby? Is it the Commanders or the Bears? Because I'm behind here on the for some reason.
I got the Bears on the clock.
Hey, you saw that in the chat, Bobby? my brother's like, Bobby, I'm just here waiting for you to break the news. We traded up.
Nah, a cornerback is getting drafted here by the Commanders.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'll tell you who, but we're here. We're here. We might as well wait it out.
Yeah, we might as well,
I probably should quit doing this to y'all.
No, I like it. But you gotta play this. Hey, say
somebody's gotta play the disgruntled every time somebody they love falls off the board guy, and that's me.
That's you. You do it. Mason, this one, the Mike Green hurt more than Mason Taylor. You busted open the new stuff, Bobby?
No, I just went with the old reliable, some Eagle Rare.
Reliable? You went a little old reliable, okay.
Yeah, some Eagle Rare. Already been open.
Man, so who would be your target if we were to go up? Like, what do you like, the cornerback, or is there so much like are you looking at? You want to go with a weapon? There's no more.
I'm coming up for a bona fide corner.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like simple.
So is the number? I'm gonna guess the number 5 corners off. The number 5 best available players off the board on that screen.
God. Corners, you mean?
No, I'm saying on the best available chart on the screen share on our StreamYard. The number 5 guy is it him? I'm guessing. I don't know. Yes, I was right. The number 5 guy, Trey Amos. Good pick. Good play, man. I'm surprised he lasted this long.
I don't mind that. If one's gonna go, that's fine.
So we're about done with the second round. We're about done with the second round after the Chiefs and the Eagles.
He said, "Which one of y'all are in Puerto Rico?"
I saw that.
That's fucking funny.
Hey, Sammy, you're. I loved your background for the wrestling stuff. That one, the background we had, like the TV room. How did you do that? Was it WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think I found Oh, you mean the studio one?
Yeah, the studio one.
The control center. Yeah, I was looking for something like those being Gene Autlin's control centers.
That was good, man. See, that's the thing is I'm not.
I'll give you guys a.
Go ahead.
I'll give you guys a Chris Greer. No, George, continue. I'm sorry. Go.
No, what'd you say? I didn't hear you. I'll give you what?
Oh, my bad. No, I think I've identified a late. If they wait, and if he gets at this point a cornerback, I like Darian Porter.
Oh, love
Darian Porter. Now he only has a wide receiver that converted to cornerback.
He's an older prospect.
When you have that, why is people dropping? This is a prospect. He has a lot of burn, but a lot of football burn. Just 1 year is like a cornerback, but he could also be a dog special teamer, good hands from a receiver's background. You know what I mean? And he's got really good traits, fast kid. So
we talked about him a lot in the show.
Porter, 116, that fourth rounder.
Jason, his tape is
Darian
good though.
Porter in the 4th round.
He doesn't have a lot of experience at corner, but his tape is good. He's going to be 25 though. He's one of those older guys. Number 65 on the board there, Darian Porter. So for me, this is the range for him. But yeah, dude, he's legit.
Man, that's
if they stick at 116, that would be a home run.
Yeah, guys, we talked about how this draft aligned with them. It does, man. Even like if they would have kept their pick at 98, corner would have been the pick, and there's going to be somebody there really good. Like it actually, you know, we talked about it. Greer talked about it. I've always said this about Chris Greer. People say, "Oh, if you listen to Chris Greer, he usually tells the truth. You got to really listen. You got to really understand what he's saying, but he'll tell you the truth." Chris Greer, you know, but you gotta listen. You gotta read between the lines with him. Time for secondary help for the Dolphins when we draft again. Yeah, it'll be there. We haven't even gotten to the Kobe Bryant's, Jason. Let's look at the best available corners here. Let's see what's on the board.
There's people. I mean, there are names.
Look, let's assume we're gonna not pick again tonight. You know, Denzel Burke, Kobe Bryant, Dorian Strong, Dezav Frazier, Jacob Parrish is a player I love. Noah Williams, player I love. Quincy Riley. Again, this is ESPN's best available. Every board's going to be a little different. But Jacob Parrish is a guy, 5'10", he's small, fast as heck, and can play in the slot, and he plays physical. He plays really tough for a guy who's small. So even though he's 5'10", 191, I think he can play on the outside some, and he can play inside. Noah Williams led FBS in interceptions with 7. What he does really well is in zone. I like him a lot in zone coverage. He's another guy we talk about IQ and instincts. He doesn't have great long speed, but he wins with being a yard or two ahead. Kind of like you remember how like Xavier Howard or I'm not comparing to Sam Madison, that kind of ability. If you tested them and clocked them, they're 4.5, 4.55 guys. But when you put them on the field, they're so smart. They're a step or two ahead, and they read the quarterback really well and the receiver really well. So he's an interesting guy I like at that position. Who else we have here? Zaw Frazier. You like Zaw too, right, Jason?
I mean, I got about 10. If I had 10 guys that are available, he might be like 10 or 11. I count 10 guys that I think could be drafted. The rest, I think that they'd be better suited dipping into the undrafted free agent market if it gets to a point. But then you don't know what they have up their sleeve with free agency at the cornerback market potentially after this process, or any type of a post whatever scrap market or deal, whatever. And again, that Jalen Ramsey scenario is a wild card. But you got Revel, you got Thomas, you got Parrish, Porter, Dorian Strong, Noah Williams, Denzel Burke, and then we could start talking about like Quincy Riley, Zy Alexander, Zaw Frazier, and then it kind of ends for me, frankly.
Yeah. Then you're looking at the you mentioned Kobe Bryant and those guys. That's kind of round 4, right?
I would think so. I mean, but again, look, with how the board's fallen, if a team has a certain grade on a certain corner and they're surprised that they're there, I feel like it's with who's been taken, it's solid top couple at the position, but the Revel drop right now is concerning, and I'm just gonna
medicals must be. Again, we don't have the medicals, right? This is the kind of thing where we don't have the medicals on a player. That's the one thing we can do a board like Will John. It's the one thing we're not privy to, with the security, the background checks, and the medicals. And you find out, Shamar Turner went. Good pick.
Yeah, good pick by the Bears.
And
it's also the helmet. It's the East Carolina helmet with the medicals for Siobhan Revel. It's like, all right, there are 2 buts.
Yes. Yeah, he's not. It's not Ohio State or LSU helmet, right?
Right. I mean, I hate saying it, but it's a factor. It's got to be a factor.
Yeah. Dorian Strong will fit that outside press, long corner. He's physical. Kind of in that Jalen Ramsey. He's an outside boundary corner. This is the guy you were talking about, Darian Porter. Man, look at the size
Yeah.
and speed.
I'm a fan of his. I know Bobby. I know you boys at the dive bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we got into him, man, he was. You mentioned it, Jason. He was a receiver. In 22, he switched to corner. I think he played one season at corner.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's,
Yeah.
when you're looking at who you want to be as a potential starting corner in the second round, he doesn't have that experience. I'd rather a guy with, 25, 32 starts at corner. But you know what? This guy could be an absolute day one contributor. Look, you lose Saran Neal as an ace, who's a cornerback. That could be this kind of kid immediately who develops into a starting role at the corner position. So I'm looking for the X factors in all of these prospects from this point, and he's got them. He's got one of them.
And the thing with him is, man, the tape is it's not long. There's not a ton of experience there, but the tape is good. But real good. He's a long cover corner. I mean, he's man to man, he's excellent, and he's also good in the off man kind of zone cover. He reads the quarterback really well. There's a lot of things for a guy who hasn't played corner that long that he does well. That's surprising. You know what I mean? So he's going to be 25. That's the one negative. We're going to hear that a lot in this draft. A lot of these guys, that's okay. I thought you went. No, yeah. So, yeah, big fan of his. This is the range he can go in. This is the range now. I'm curious on what if they said anything about Ravel injury. That knee must be a little more serious than we thought. Yeah, because for him to drop this far, surprising. And this is when we find out, right? We don't know. We put big boards together. We do mock drafts. I think, Bobby, you mentioned you don't really know what the league knows until draft night, until it unfolds live. And this is happening live, and there's obviously some concerns like Will Johnson. You got to hit the button?
Nah. that was kind of random.
I was like, come on now.
Was that like a manifest clap? Like, let's go. Let's get some.
Yeah, that's like we're entering the third round.
Exactly.
So
that's like when I drive down to Florida and I enter Georgia. I'm like, all right, buckle up, let's go. We got a long way to go.
So you got to Bobby's got to get a sound if we trade up, though. You know what I mean? He's got to get one. Shout out to the 864 people we got live. Come on over to YouTube, smash that like and subscribe button. There's nowhere else you'd be but rather here with Bobby Shouts from the Dive Bar, Finn Sammy from Fins TV, of course, Jason Sarney and myself, who you always see us every Thursday on the on-season here. We're covering the Dolphins draft with Jova Savaiinaea, one of the guys that I banged the table for, Bobby, all the guys here loved him. We did give up some draft capital to get him now. We don't have pick 98. We don't have pick 135. We did pick up 143. So what's the scenario? The scenario of, let's see what the Dolphins draft picks are currently. Let me find that and pull that up. All right, so okay, here we go. Let's switch this out. Where are we at?
Were Savaiinaea and Tua teammates at Hawaii?
I don't think so.
No. So we got here's our picks. 116, 143, 150. We got 3 5s. Oh, we only we got 2 143s a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth. We have to be the fourth and 3 5s just to get back into the third round.
No, we have 2 5s and 2 4s.
Is it?
Yeah. We had 2 5s.
No. Round 5 is pick 143.
Okay, well, they have it here round 4.
It's round 4, 116, round 5, 143, 150, 155, then the 3 7s.
Okay, well, they have it here.
43, 50, and 155.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at NFL Draft Tracker right now in round 5. Pick 143.5 is the Dolphins, and the Dolphins looking at their team just to make sure here, just to troubleshoot. Let's just double check. 1/4, 3/5, 3/7.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're wrong here on NFL Network.
George playing editor.
I went on Canva here and I edited this. Let me get this off the screen. How dare they do that to us?
No, it happens. Listen, everyone's, well, not everyone with AI, but Kyle McCord, what's going on with Kyle McCord? Was he just drafted?
Why?
That's your guy.
Uh-oh.
That's your guy.
Oh, who's bringing the name up? The name.
Nice.
Oh, Kansas City. They got Kansas City getting Norman Lott and Josh Simmons. They got
Mother.
who?
How he's going to do it? How he did it again?
Wait, stop it. If they got Ravel Jr.,
How
no,
he struck it?
no,
Watts.
no.
hold on. You got Osray Thomas.
Oh no, Makuba. Oh man. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's your boy. That's your boy. That's a good fit with him.
That's dive bars. That's Bobby's dude. I mean, I like Makuba, sure.
No, you like Makuba. Yeah,
I like
both
Makuba,
guys
sure.
did.
100%. No, I was definitely a fan of him, but I'm not gonna.
Who took him?
Eagles.
They traded. Oh no, and the last pick in the second round. Yeah.
So now we're at 65.
I think Coast is asking you, Kyle McCord or another lineman. Jason, you guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Question. Listen. At this point, I'm very happy with the solidification of two trench players, and I'm not. If someone asks me and puts a gun to my head, what's the quarterback situation look like in 2 full seasons from now?
Yeah.
I'm scared to ask. So I think you got to get a quarterback with the ammunition that you have. And even with the remaining ammunition, you could find day 3 linemen. They're not done with trenches, I'd like to believe, but I would preface a quarterback. Look at the quarterbacks available. There's 2 or 3 that you can make an absolute case that the Dolphins could draft kind of soon. I'm not saying draft Shedeur Sanders, but my guy McCord, Ewers, and Will Howard, there are guys out there. There's definitely guys out there.
Yeah. Shout out to the 873 we got watching on X and over on X and on YouTube. If you got the time, come on over to YouTube, guys. Check us out there and hit that
Your
like.
boy Milroe. And to credit you were dead on with his draft grade. You like him, but you
Which
know
guy?
with Milroe, you had him.
Yeah, he got drafted.
No, I'm saying he's available too.
Yeah, I would. And now the Dolphins think this is an unpopular pick, but like if they traded up for him, I'd also be happy. I know you guys might not be, but you know my theory on Milroe. It's a small chance, but he's one of the quarterbacks that has superstar ability in this class. Like if he hits, right? Like if he comes Jalen Hurts. I mean, have you seen a better running quarterback since Lamar? Than him? I haven't.
George, I don't have the energy for your shit tonight, okay?
No Milroe. Wait, no Milroe.
George, we just got rid of 3 draft picks. You talking about a random ass quarterback? Please stop.
No, I need Milroe. No. Bobby, he can't stand that we have no picks. Dog.
Well, he has a point. He has actually a great point. I would not think about a quarterback until the last pick of the 5th round if they do that.
No, I'm just saying specifically him though. Like him.
Okay.
All the other quarterbacks, I wouldn't even. I'm saying specifically him as a guy that.
That's the guy you find at the table. That's your guy.
Yeah. You give me it would be a reason. Like Kyle McCord is great, but like, Quinn Ewers, these guys, maybe not McCord. I like McCord, but like Ewers, these guys, their ceiling is back up in the league. You know what I'm saying?
So now it have to be.
But to Bobby's point, we don't have many picks, so
we have to watch who goes first with the Milroe and McCord. So that should be fun.
Yeah. So Sanders, you forgot Shedeur Sanders still there.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Browns have the 3rd pick in the 3rd round. It will be interesting if they pull the trigger over here.
Yeah, who's
and
on?
Also the Raiders, the Saints.
Yeah, I think you're looking at what is the Raiders' next pick? The Raiders pick.
I think that Revel will go to the Cowboys if he makes it there.
Say 68. Raiders are at 68.
Yeah, Raiders could be a Sanders spot. Let me see.
Yeah.
The next one I see is right here, 83, Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys do that because Jerry Jones liked that kind of player. Deion Sanders was a former Cowboy, so they could pull a chunk out of the night that the Cowboys picking in Sanders. I would not be shocked if that happened just because it's Deion Sanders, and they'll probably Jerry Jones think that that's something they can handle. Give me the backup, so we'll see.
I thought Greer didn't like Samoans. Chris passed on Sewell.
Well, I was a Sewell guy, so. Yeah,
oh yeah, man. I said this, Sammy. This is the kind of draft they should have had, like in 20 and 21, right? Like this is the type of draft it might be too little, too late for Greer McDaniel, but this is a good start. Like this is.
I've been put to the table of Fins TV for that because what's that, Jason? What happened?
Jason, you breaking
Darius
something?
you want no, just to pick one of the Giants. A nice pick, one of the guys we like. Darius Alexander, the Giants are doing really, really well.
Great, yeah. Abdul Carter, who'd they get? Jackson Dart. If they would have took Darius Alexander at the top of the third round, I would have been okay with that. You know what I mean? Like he's that. To your point, Jason.
I mean, this is good. I mean, look. The Dolphins don't need one of the next 4 or 5 defensive tackles necessarily because you got Grant. Any running back, tight end, wide receiver is a really good move right now for everyone else for the Dolphins if they could land one of those defensive backs or land one of the players that they, hopefully want to maybe throw in as a quarterback potential. So again, this is a fun board the way it's still working for the Dolphins. Makuba would have been nice to hang around later in the third for sure.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Let's see some Ashton Galati, Ed from Louisville.
Where do you go to? Oh, Kansas City.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
Ohio
State edge go? Did he go?
Yeah, I think he went to. I forget where he went, but he went.
Oh, he went to Indy, right? Is it Indy? I don't remember. Yeah, it might have been Indy.
Well, I gotta say, I don't know how much longer I'd wait. Looking at Azare Thomas.
Oh my gosh. Bobby,
you imagine?
You're gonna lose me, Bobby. We're gonna be on the phone all night, bro, if we take Azare Thomas.
Could you imagine that right here in the third, get back into the third and get Azare Thomas, a guy we'd all love at 48?
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I would absolutely. This has to be. I know it could be a rich asking point, but if you package something next year, a pick or two this year, they can do it. Look, they net lost 1 pick with the trade with the Raiders. You could net lose 1 pick this year and throw something in for next year, and it could be tolerable. And then you're still at 8 players. But I don't know, man. Did the Bills they could use a cornerback? Did they draft a corner? Because that's going to scare me.
They took Harrison.
Oh, they took Harrison? Okay, yeah.
I believe so, yeah. Seemed like a long time ago, didn't it?
Yeah, oh my God. But that's a good thing. You look at teams that might be in the cornerback market, you count them out, and maybe could someone slide down to 90, 94? I'm gonna throw the shot. 94 Cleveland, call them if it's a cornerback or a quarterback or someone you love. Go up and get them.
So talk about your boy Savaiinaea Williams, Jason. Octane asked about Dante Thornton. I'm assuming that's Ollie Gordon and Savaiinaea Williams.
Okay, Savaiinaea is just he's a tall receiver who could be so much more than just that. He could be a running back. He could be a wildcat quarterback. He has some drop issues, definitely, but he is a yards after catch machine. He could be a really.
Oh, sorry, I honestly got the best available.
hey, please, for Bobby's sake, Chris, please trade into this round.
I'm just looking at the best available, boys. It is juicy.
It is so juicy.
Hey, it's juicy, boy.
There should be a player probably Chris Greer has a second round grade on. I will not be shocked again, but it will take a second round pick probably next year.
Oh boy, if the Dolphins get torn, my big ass is gonna do a split. Shout out my brother Will. Oh man, Dante Thornton. That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
unless now you're starting to get into different like types of wide receivers. If someone likes that tall project length kind of receiver, go for it, But if someone's looking for a slot receiver, I don't know, But let's see the receiver market.
Yeah, let's look at the
You got Royals. You got Bonds falling. Noel's still available. Levette,
let me go.
Nash, Kyle
Let me
Williams.
change screens. Let's go to the best. Let's go to the. Let me remove this and go to the best available.
It's loaded, man.
Yeah.
So loaded. I want more edges, more running backs.
Let me refresh that.
Let's get those positions taken out.
So this is their all. Man.
Wow, look at that.
The first three.
My God.
Come on
Where
now.
Bobby, does your board go back to the corner board, George, if you don't mind?
All right, yeah, sure.
All right, this is a question for everybody. Where does it end for you for pick 116 if it gets there? Like if any of these names are available,
Right
where
here,
does that?
Yeah, Frazier probably.
Frazier? Okay, I'm with you. I mean, that's a beautiful freak. Throw in Dorian Strong, maybe I would uptick there.
Yeah. Denzel Burke too is not bad.
Denzel
Coach.
Burke.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
point, yeah.
Let's do this
You're
thing,
dying.
bro. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing.
There's a lot of good corners out there. A lot of good corners.
Yeah.
Which
I can't
also
complain.
makes you
Can't
think
complain, no.
Greer said they could wait on corners. He came out and said it that the deep class they could wait until 143.
Cleveland's doing it right. What did Cleveland do today? They got who did they take first day? Graham.
Mason Graham.
And then your linebacker.
Your boy, your UCLA linebacker. And they just picked now. And they got Harold Fanning Jr. Yep, that's a good pick for them.
They're doing it. Yeah, he's good. He's the best.
He's
The tight ends are drying up. Their tight ends are drying up now. So,
Lions on the clock. They trade up to 70.
ooh.
Here we
Who the
go.
Lions? They traded with Jacksonville because this is behind here. Is there another one that's quicker than this, Bobby? Or are you looking on? Is it Twitter?
Oh, yeah, that's Twitter.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Twitter's ahead of the whole game. Everyone's,
Yeah.
Twitter's lightning fast these days.
Let's look at the wide. Let's have a little fun. Let's look at the skill position. Ooh. A little sexy here. Kyle Williams. I know they brought him in.
Oh, wow.
Savion Williams.
Jalen Lane's the guy to circle too.
Oh, he's fast. Bro. He's fast.
Punt returner.
For the luck, I'm worried about Bobby if we don't get a pick in this round.
No, I mean, it depends on the board, right?
No, the board's looking good, bro. The board's looking good.
Look, for the sake of like entertainment, yeah, of course, let's do it. But like,
hey, I'm excited about dude. Tomorrow we got two. We got a fourth and we got 3 5s.
yeah.
I mean,
the board's falling our way.
and look, we worried about corner. Look at the linemen are left. Who? You know what I mean? The linemen go quick. Sammy, you agree with that, right? I mean,
absolutely. And I also think that's why Chris really knew that. He knew that a lot of defensive linemen went early in the first round. That there was a quick run of the top half of the first round yesterday. So probably he knows that teams were looking for premier offensive linemen, which are rarely available in free agency market anymore because those who are there have questions. The guys who always are after the draft are again this year over there. So I'm not sure the wrong offensive lineman went early yesterday, and probably he knew that he needed to make a move today. That's why he did it. But you guys know more than me, but I don't think that the offensive lineman market in the draft is even compared to the cornerback draft. So that's why probably he went to the offensive line first, and we had to wait and see if I finds the defensive back in the third.
Oh, Darius Porter just went off the board.
Did he really?
Got the Raiders? I think so.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I was just talking about. Oh man.
Did he go? Did he?
Yeah,
he
he went to the Raiders. Look
Good
at that.
pick.
And he goes ahead.
This is exactly where I had him, bro. I had him at 65. This is the range for him.
Damn it.
I just hope it doesn't start a corner run.
There's going to be a corner run. There's going to be a wide receiver run soon. There's going to be these runs happening. Wow, he goes over Rebel. He goes over Thomas.
Sammy, you still got that trade chart up?
Yeah, I'll look it up. I can do that.
Let's see what, like, if we were to, let's see what it would take for us to get up in in the seven, like right around 75 or something like that.
75 will be like middle half of the right.
Yeah,
Top half of the.
first, third.
Third.
I'll have it here.
I appreciate that, Sammy. I can never
No.
figure those
No,
out.
you go ahead, keep talking. I'll do that. I'll
Okay.
do the math for you.
Yeah, because I think the interesting one here, if there's a corner run here, and another thing here, New England, you got Jacksonville, the Saints, the Bills. Jason, look at the guard. I mean, here's the interior guard board. Here's the tackle board. Ooh.
Oh,
I mean-
dude, Cameron Williams is a
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah,
But
he's
so
a
is you
monster.
you like Charles Grant?
Yeah, I like
if you
Grant.
want size, but
Yeah.
I'm so elated with the trench work right now. I want more
Yeah.
elsewhere. It's like, all right, I got a lot of steak. Now I want some sides. Now I want some good sides.
Let's get
I
some
got the steak.
macaroni. Let's get some macaroni.
I was gonna say a
Or-
little cream spinach, a little vegetables, maybe
Eh.
some potato.
I need something that I need something that's not good for me. I need something that's not good for
That's
me.
dessert. That's dessert tomorrow. That's all.
Savion Williams. Is that Savion? Is that Dante Thornton? That's Isaac Tesla. A buffet.
The buffet. Yeah, that would be great. We're in a Vegas buffet
Uh,
tomorrow. That's where we're at.
Here he goes. He's only the bearer of bad news.
No, I really don't care about this one, but I mean, it's interesting.
It's not Porter, right?
No.
It's interesting. Would it be a receiver, maybe?
Yeah.
To who?
A receiver?
Jalen Noel?
Receiver to the Patriots.
All right, a receiver to the Patriots. Okay.
It's got to be Jalen Noel.
I was thinking Noel. Yeah. Oh,
No.
Kyle Williams, the guy that Dolphins brought in.
Oh, Kyle. Oh, that is a Patriot receiver. That is a Patriot receiver.
That's okay. I'll deal with that.
George basically is the same.
deal with that.
It's almost like because the drop in if you go by the calculator, the Jimmy Johnson draft chart,
Yeah.
the drop between the third and the fourth round is kind of uneven. So you have to. I don't see any way you get basically it's the same.
So tell everybody again what would it cost us. What
Again,
trade would it cost us to get around?
If you want to do 75,
Yeah.
75 will have a value of 215. Again, 143, 150, 155, and let me go over here and fix it over here. 155, 150, 143, and 116th exactly will be 158. So you're still below. Right? There's no way you can do that trade.
So you'd have to give up something. You'd have to give up like a third next
Yeah,
year.
it will have to be in the 90s to make that doable.
Yeah.
And basically do it in the 90s.
So we'd have to give up the 4, 2,
If you're
5.
in the 90s, if you trade to the back end,
Yeah.
90 will be one again for 143, 150, 155, all three fives. And
Yeah,
the number
you
4,
wouldn't wanna do that.
116 will be 140, 153. They probably can give us back a 6th-round pick to make that even. But
So can we do, according to that, can we do a 4 this year and a 4 next year?
for next year will have to be almost equivalent to no, because basically remember a 5th next year is the value of the 6th.
Yeah.
So it will have to be a 2nd-round pick probably or 3rd. It's hard because to get back up is way.
What do you think, Jason? Because you were on the trade up in top of the first year. What are you thinking here? You think they're? What does your gut tell you?
My gut tells me that I like what Bobby kind of referenced, where maybe they are trying to wait to see if other teams are developing capital or if they're
Oh my!
trying to find the right partner to do
gosh,
something.
no, he
Uh-oh.
didn't.
What happened? Uh-oh.
No, they didn't.
What?
That's not good. What
What?
happened?
The Bills?
What? Mom, spit it out, son.
Oh no! Oh no! George's man crush.
See how the Lions do you?
That they always do it. Wow.
This one I'm upset about.
I am really.
I've been
sorry
on
about
this
that, bud.
player. I've been on this player, man.
I'm
Damn,
sorry about that.
They're loaded at receiver too.
Bro, did you see anybody have him in the top 100? Jason,
Jeez.
No,
I had him in the top
You did.
100 and
You
he goes
did.
70.
you did, dude. That's a win for you, my dude.
I'm done, man. Chris Greer, call me up. Let's do this. You're hired. All you guys on the panel are hired.
Well, you spoke into the systems because it
Oh.
worked for you on the good way. Now you spoke it again, and
Damn.
you know what happened.
I loved him, man.
You know what? It's like they want to go get a big receiver who could stretch the field. There you go. I mean,
You know what I learned though here too? I liked him so much. I had him in the 90s. I was afraid to put him like in the 80s, low 80. I'm not doing that anymore. Next year, I'm going with my gut, man. I was like, damn, is he going to be a top 100 player? I think he is. And I put him in, at least I had him in the top 100. I didn't see many people have him in the top. He was like 141 or 112 or 115, but dude, he's good, man. Bobby, have you seen any highlights of Tesla?
Not
Dude,
really.
He's a dog. You would like him.
Well, I don't like him now.
Yeah, you don't. Bobby hates when I have my guy when I'm stuck on him and they don't go to the Dolphins. I know Bobby. Here's what I know right now. He's thinking, "Damn, man, we got nothing in round 3, bro."
I don't like watching people have fun.
Yeah.
No one likes sitting in timeout watching kids cut up on the slide.
Dude, what did you do the last few years when we had 4 picks in each draft?
I watched Tyreek Hill highlights.
Oh shoot! Damn, the Lions do it right.
Oh,
Who they get? Tyleek Williams. They took an offensive line. Tate Ratledge and Isaac Teslaw. Shout out to Brad Holmes in that front office. Shout out to Dan Campbell.
That's a name I don't even recognize.
Who?
Vernon Broughton.
Oh, the defensive tackle out of Texas. He's good.
Yeah, Saints just took him.
Yeah, he's. Let me see the best available.
You know what's crazy is Shedeur Sanders still isn't the number 1 player available.
We were talking about when you're taking a break, Bobby. We were talking about how this might be considered the biggest draft fall in the NFL history, because from a guy who had a 3% chance of going to the Commanders a first round pick, to be now in unprecedented territory, a 3rd round pick. I don't think ever a pick that was even considered to probably go number 1 fall into the 3rd round, still falling. What are your thoughts?
I think. Where do you guys think he go? You think he goes 83 to Pittsburgh?
If they pass already, I don't think they will. It will have to take a guy who's secure what he's doing and a quarterback that's unmovable for him to be a backup. And I'm still calling. I think he's going to be the Cowboys. So I'm calling it. So we'll see what happens.
If we could somehow trade up for Ravel Jr., this is probably the best draft we had in years.
Dude, I tell you what, man.
For argument's sake, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
You're good.
For argument's sake, I got curious about this trade stuff, so I wanted to go to the simulators, and I went to Mock Draft Simulator. I made the trade with the Raiders. So the Dolphins' current capital is we made the trade that they did with Jonas. So Kenneth Grant, so Kenneth Grant 13, 37 Jonas Savaiinaea, and we have left on this board, 116, 142, what we have left. So now, if I'm going to trade, let's say for argument's sake, with Cleveland at 94. This model, Mock Draft Central, says you could send the 116 for the Dolphins and next year's 4th just for that 94th. Or you could do something where if you're trying to stay out of last year or next year, you could do a 4th and a 5th. That might not be enough. That's where Sammy's actually. Oh, that's a bad one.
Oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
That's the worst one.
That's a bad one.
Jason says. That's a bad one.
So that's not good.
I
know that reaction.
It better not be the guy at number 1.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Oh.
Bobby needs a pick.
Dude, I don't know.
I need a new. Yeah, see, the draft selections are like shots of adrenaline.
Yeah,
only you plateau after a while.
Yeah.
You're
Jonah was a big shot.
Correct.
That was a big shot. But you can only watch other people dabble for so long.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Oh, so
Dude,
this
Bobby,
is the Bills pick
Bobby,
that you reacted to? You reacted to the Bills pick?
No. It's worse.
You reacted to the Jets pick?
Yes.
That better not be who I think he's.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. I'm terrified.
Boy.
Who did the Bills take? I don't know why I'm.
Sammy, what's better, Bobby's reaction or Jason saying, "Oh boy, that's not good"?
Well, you know, Jason's my guy. I'm accustomed by not to Jason, but Bobby's reaction, I don't know what it's about, man.
Hey, look at my boy said. Bobby just watched some Savaiinaea highlights. You be good, bro.
Bro, pull up some highlights, dog. I need some juice.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I need some freaking juice, bro. No, hey, this one's gonna hurt, boys.
Uh-oh.
Is he a 6'2" corner?
Just watch.
Oh, I don't, man. I don't watch.
Oh, I think I have an idea.
Go to the corners. I'll tell you what number he is on the corner board.
This is gonna be
Yeah,
Thomas.
so I
This is gonna
saw
be Thomas.
Yeah.
Azariah Thomas, I think. That's my guess.
Damn.
Yeah, it's Azariah Thomas.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a.
Well,
I concur in Bobby's reaction. That's annoying. You would hope that he was one of the guys that slipped. However, Revel is still there. And then I'm kind of like, all right, that's not what I would trade up for. I'm not in trade up for any of these guys mode anymore outside of Revel in the 90s.
So,
in the 90s.
Yeah. What do you Landon Jackson in Buffalo. Big edge. Big long edge player.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. Go ahead, George. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm done.
Who is, forget corners for a second, who would be trade upable, if anything, or are we just waiting?
Let's look at the board. Overall. All right, so if we didn't do an offensive lineman, I love Jared Wilson. Right? I don't know, you guys, here's the list. You guys let me know which.
Thomas was number one on, like, I was ready to come up right now. I think Watts is intriguing.
I like Watts a lot. All right, so I'm playing Notre Dame is a huge range, and of course, our defense coordinator loves safety. So I think they go strong. They went strong.
You know what's good about Watts though is we don't turn the ball over. We don't make great turns. That dude gets like 6-7 picks a year, bro. The last 2 years.
As we say, everybody has a long range, so and that he will be a Anthony Weaver kind of guy, a center middle fielder, a guy with range.
Fun, bro.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense for.
I'm not even gonna highlight this guy because Bobby would probably punch me through the screen. Jalen Milroe.
Jesus Christ.
That's you. I know you guys. Which one do you guys love? Is it Bobby or Jay? You guys love Ty Robinson, right?
Bobby, and that's a dive bar on Bobby guy. I like it. I like him, but I know you guys have been pounding.
So, like we are running out of the range where I'm giving up a lot to get somebody here.
Correct.
You know?
I mean, it
might not be a position of need though. The player you might go up for, like, could it be a weapon?
I think. Look, this is just my 2 cents. Obviously, I'm not in the room. I don't matter, but you have cornered yourself now. I don't think you can get cute now. Now, if they go all in and get 3 bona fide starters, that always made sense to me. But, like, I don't think you can go all in, get 2 guys, and then get cute.
Yeah, they needed to come out. As much as I love the top 2 guys, I agree with Bobby on this point. They needed to come out of this draft with 3, maybe even 4 guys that could start, or at least a 4th guy play significant role on the team. So he's got a good point. They went all in on the top with 2 guaranteed starters, but they're still missing 1 or 2. Do you feel comfortable with that being at 116? I guess Sammy or Jason, whatever. That's the question, right?
116 is a lot. It's way long. To wait. Once you get to the fourth round, you're basically looking for guys who have a special ability. So they run too fast, or they have great. It's not the great size, not the great speed, but guys who are football players, so special teamers who can develop into starters. So that happens every single year. Ideally, you will come out of the draft with probably 3 starters, but the Dolphins find a way to not having a third this year because Christian Wilkins not having a third grade. So
look, we got to talk about wide receiver here. I mean, it's not it's going to be a need soon. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Tyreek.
If you're going wide receiver, get me a big one. Yeah. Don't give another 5'9", 5'10" guy. I want a 6'3", 6'4" kind of a wide receiver.
You know who's still available? I ain't gonna say it.
Is he a receiver?
Yeah, we were talking about receivers. He doesn't fit what y'all were just talking about. It's just I just thought about it Yeah, I could say it because I'm not. It's not that I want him. It's just interesting.
What about him?
Yeah, Royals is nice.
Real nice. He's got Debo in his game. Who you saying? Go ahead, Bobby. Shoot it out.
Oh, Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, I know who it was. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's falling because that somebody's gonna get lucky with him. He can come in and play real quick in the slot for you. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah, that's
Don't
a
sleep
smart. Yeah,
that boy
smart.
is quick. Them feet are lightning quick. You know.
That's
He's
a favorite
thick, Bobby.
player.
You can tell you, he's thick. He's 5'9", but he is thick, isn't he?
Yeah. I like Xavier a lot. Like if we got to a certain point in the draft, I would take him and let him eat in the slot.
I just need a wide receiver bigger than Tua.
Ideally.
Actually, I have a little nugget about Xavier Restrepo. I was talking to him the other day. He's currently he trains with Perform, but he also trains with Gold Feet Formula.
Yeah.
And he's currently training with Waddle. And he said him and Waddle were talking about playing together the other day.
Let's see. Hey, round 4, if he's still there. Round 5, maybe. You never know.
But like Sammy said, you're looking for certain things at a certain point. And I mean, dude, I get the numbers are bad. But like that guy can get in your slot day 1 and eat.
Yeah. You said he will eat day 1. He's like, you remember what was the Raiders receiver?
Renfro.
I mean, there's similarities and there are differences, but he'll come in and produce. He can catch 50 balls for you next year, Restrepo,
Yeah, if you can roster Braxton Berrios, you can roster Xavier Restrepo.
That was thought about that.
Perfect.
That's a great comparison, yes.
Raiders.
The third down, this guy's going to 5 yards, turn around and catch the ball every time.
The Raiders. Talking about Costa said the Raiders shot to window. Let's see what the Raiders, what did they do? Let's see their draft. Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, they got the Raiders, Genty, Beck, and Darian Porter. Okay.
Ooh.
I see you, new GM who's it, Spytech or whatever his name is?
Uh-huh.
From where do you come from? Tampa, right? Yeah.
Yeah, basically the Raiders have the same problem we have. They're a dome team on a cold division, so they can't find a way to run the ball, be a little more physical. Basically, they have the same problems that we have.
Yeah.
If the Dolphins are serious about moving on from Tyreek Hill sooner than later, or even if it is
Here's the wide receiver list, Jason. Who do you like? You love.
I like a lot of players on this list.
This is your position that you love.
This is my favorite position in football.
Go for it. The floor is yours. Give me some of the
think
guys you like here.
Once we hit the 80s and 90s, and any of these guys are still available. If you want big, you want tall, you're looking Torrey Horton. You're looking Savaiinaea Williams. If Mike McDaniel, I'll give you a Mike McDaniel special if he's going to get that, or if Chris Greer wants to put the blocking aspect of receivers ahead of anything. Alec Iomanor from Stanford is one of the better blocking receivers, and he's a good 6'2" kid. Smart, obviously. That could be a name to know. To trade up for, maybe not. But look, last year you dip into this year's draft to trade up for a running back. You say goodbye to Raheem Mostert. So maybe this is the year they trade up. They get a wide receiver they like, and they're about to say goodbye to Tyreek Hill.
Jason, good point. We talk about culture change and attitude change. Alec Iomanor he attacks DBs, man.
Yeah, man. He's
physical. Like, that's a change. They don't have that. Like, we all talk about NWI we just signed, but there's still question marks. What's his ceiling, right? And he's not necessarily the quick hit, get open quick kind of receiver that this team is used to. He's more almost like not Jonnu Smith, but like that kind of receiver. Pat Bryant. Bryant's
a tall 6'3" kid too.
Well, he was ranked pretty low, huh?
Jalen Royals is another intriguing guy.
He's like a Debo Samuel.
He's a deep threat though. He's got like 50 some odd he's got like a lot of touchdowns over 50 yards. He's a home run hitter. 7 touchdowns of 50 plus yards. Led the nation, Jalen Royals. So that's a home run hitter.
And he runs like after the catch like a running back. You know what I mean? He can break tackles.
Right.
He can make you. There's a little Debo Samuel in him, his game. Not the same type of player, but like that physical and aggression. and kind of after the catch stuff, he's got that. He's built similar to Debo too. So yeah, I thought Jalen Rose. This is about where I saw him. I think I had him in the 70s on my board. So this is about kind of where the range I saw him. But yeah, man, Noel's a little surprising. Ty Felton, he's got some length to him. He's fast kid out of Maryland, good player too. So yeah, there's some receivers here still available. I know this is the guy, that I want, you want, is Savion Williams. He
reminds me of Ron the Gaston, not as long as arms, but huge hands. So that guy got huge hands.
Oh my God.
What happened, Bobby?
Look, I love this guy, dude. What the fuck? This is just, you never know what people are going to do, man.
Nick Martin
to the 49ers.
That was your dude, right?
That was my 7th round every mock draft guy.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Wow. He went over Danny Stutzman.
With that being
Derek
said,
Carter, Chris
I
Paul
love
Jr.
the player, so I guess I understand. I mean, I did love the guy. I mean, I took him over and over, but damn.
Dude, and there's linebackers on the board. Like, who's on look at the linebackers. Dude, Chris Paul Jr., Stutzman,
Bossa,
Bossa, Carter, Kaiser. Even this kid, Kane Madrano from UCLA, Schweitzenger's boy, he ran 4.46 at the combine. Oh, the UM kid. His brother's a beast, dude. His brother might be a top 10, top 5 pick next year in the draft at left tackle.
George, to make you feel even better about the Detroit trading up for your receiver.
Yeah.
They gave up 3 picks to come get that kid.
Really? Yeah, dude. I saw it, and I'm hitting myself for not putting him higher, bro. Because you got to be. I mean, you got to be honest. Like when you're doing something like you're going off the radar, everybody else doesn't have him there. You're almost afraid to put him so high. But I was like I told Jason, I said I got to get him in the top 100. Like I just would not forgive myself, and I see it, bro. Like if people think he went too high, I see it. Now is he gonna work out? You never know. But they gave up 3 picks. Where were they in the bottom of the third? They must have been like, what were they? Let me see. They must have been pretty low. Where were the picks? All right, there we go.
Riding in my low.
Detroit. Man, I picked 9. Raiders picked back to back, right? Let's get one of those back.
Dude, could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try to get. Damn it. I called it. Fuck.
What?
Cowboys got Revel.
Yeah, shit.
I knew that. I said
You did call that.
If he makes it to the Cowboys, he's a Cowboy. God dang.
They usually get great corners, great centers, and great tackles. So they usually hit on that. So that's a great thing for them.
Yeah, it's getting to the point, boys. I'll be honest. I just count our losses and just load up tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm not willing to say that yet. I'm living until the.
Jason ain't ready. He ain't ready to go there yet.
I'm with Bobby.
I'm not ready to say it.
When you went to the corners list, how many corners you say you were?
Well, corners dwindled in a couple of picks. I'm on the wide receiver or quarterback. If you love a guy, Tim, like if you don't want him to get past day.
All right, so we're in. I'm not willing to go up for. There's 4 guys there, but I don't know if I'm willing to give up much.
We still have a while. Like
I love this kid.
Let me just put it into perspective. I'm talking once we get to the 90s, because once we get to the 90s, we have a couple more picks until the day ends. But then tomorrow you have 14 picks to wait. That's too much. That's when the best players are going to be taken off the board. And I think if you sit and wait another 14 picks after you're waiting another 20 some odd picks right now, you're dealing with camp battles instead of potential actual plug-in starters. There are
Let me look at this top available real quick and see.
I love some safeties. I love some wide receivers. Bobby, help me out here.
Bobby, I got it up here. The top.
There's some dogs, man.
I'll say this. I know the Dolphins spent a lot of time with him. They really like Kevin Winston Jr.
So do I.
I mean, I'm not saying that would be the move. I just know they are familiar.
Another injury guy.
Oh, Watts though. Watts is still sitting there.
Watts. I'm telling you why I love Watts.
You
Dude,
might have got me.
he-
Hey, I'm back. I'm back.
Thank
back.
you.
He back.
Thank you.
We back.
Watts is a guy, leader. He's a captain.
Yeah.
This is a guy who could be a captain for your
Wait,
team
wait.
right now.
But what he does is he creates turnovers, man.
Ball,
Again, we
he's
don't.
a fucking ball. Defensive player of the year.
There you go. There you
All
go,
right.
Bob. This is part of the
Was that
program
next
that
round?
anything goes. This part of the show, anything goes. You know what's funny though? We're not even 2 hours in. We went 2 hours and something yesterday. It was this, because we went after the 13th pick. Yeah, right. Hold on.
Oh man.
He's with you, bro. He's with you, Bobby. He's with you.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Xavier Watts.
That's what I'm saying. This is when you need to keep extra picks too, though. Like if you're gonna roll a dice on the Restrepo, roll a dice on, those kind of guys, you need multiple picks.
Yes. Shout out to, we're almost at 900 viewers. Shout out to everybody watching. You're with Bobby Shouts from the Dive Bar, Finn Sammy from Fins TV, of course, Jason Sarney and myself from the on season here. We got you covered from the draft. We're hoping the Dolphins, if you just joined us, the Dolphins picked Jonah Savaiinaea in round 2. They traded up from 48 to what was it, Jason? 37, I believe.
Yes.
They gave up 98, 135, and their 48th pick, obviously, and we picked up 143 and the 37th pick. So going into tomorrow, if we don't do anything tonight, we will have pick 116, then 3 picks in the 5th round, starting at 143 will be the first of the 5th. Am I correct, Jason or Sammy? 3 fifths and 1
3
fourth.
fifths, 1 4th, 3 fifths, 3
So,
sevenths.
If they don't do anything today, I most likely think they're going to move up using one of those 5ths to go up in the 4th round, maybe target somebody.
That's good for sure. That's very good.
Yeah, that's like, how
Yeah,
you
that's
pick.
fine.
How everybody goes to bed, resets, and it's
Mhm.
almost like a new top of the board. Like they'll go up to 106 or 107, and they'll use one of their 5ths. That's all it will take to go from 116.
And these have a whole night to find a way to negotiate a
Yeah,
deal, an offer to see around 10 a.m. tomorrow. Probably teams have already found a way to send an offer and see what they can do with it. So.
Look, I feel comfortable saying we got 2 starters. You all would agree? We
Yeah.
got 2 starters, right? Day 1.
Either by
Pencil
need or by pick, they have to start.
Yeah. No, Patrick Paul. He didn't. They picked Patrick Paul. They've done this to play next year, the year after. These guys are different. These are ready now players.
Last year, you had to announce that you can say
Right. So I'm saying
they have huge holes this year, so
Yeah.
they have no way to see anyone down. They have to start.
I got 6 names. I got a 6-pack of names I'd trade
Let's
up.
go.
Like it.
Xavier Watts. Okay, let me preface. Once we get to pick 85, once we get in the 85 range, if any of these guys are available, I think they should make a move. Xavier Watts, Kyle McCord, Savion Williams, Billy Bowman, Jalen Noel, Joshua Farmer, defensive lineman out of Florida State. Kid could be good.
Dude, I forgot about Billy Bowman. I'm a huge Billy Bowman Jr. fan. I forgot about him.
Look, times are changing, and Chris Greer's been like breaking the mold tonight, so this might not even make sense anymore. But Sanker screams like a Dolphin.
Yeah.
I'll add him in.
Sanker is so like the floor.
What about Ransom?
He
Ohio
could probably
State
I love his special teams ability too. I'll add him in. That's 8.
Yeah.
Hey, they could be back to big schools. They could be back to drafting big schools only.
We talked, Bobby. I don't know if you tiny guy. Yeah, but he plays bigger than that. He's a bully. He's a missile out there, bro. Billy Bowman Jr. The size doesn't bother me as much. How about Kosa? How about Shedeur Sanders remake of Missing in Action? Yeah, man. Everybody know when he got past that top of the 3rd. Jordan Burch, good pick, good end, good 5 tech, and watch out for Kevin. Watch out for Kevin Winston Jr. possibly tomorrow. Yeah, well, he's another name who I would take in that early 4th. But my point is, I was saying, Bobby, is that they might, if they don't do anything tonight, most definitely they're going to package 116 and a 5 and get up to the top of the 4th round. Like, when everybody goes to bed, resets the board. Like Sammy was saying, they get time to talk. I think that's definitely what they'll do. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is like the top. The good thing about the draft moving to 3 nights is the board resets. Like all the talk happens at 33. Now tomorrow will happen at whatever 104, 105, whenever the 103, whenever the start of the fourth round is. I think that's the really move. I think I would almost guarantee that. Sam, you agree with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because by now, after all this work, a lot of teams are tired. they just want to get out of there. So they're probably going to stick with their pick, but by tomorrow morning, it would have settled. So you can negotiate and probably find a way to move up, to move down, to get more picks. And by now, you can see the board, like you said, and you know how many draft picks you can take and how many spots you need to. So probably by tonight, a lot of teams are already settled what they're going to do. If the Dolphins were going to move, I probably think they would have been done it by now. I still believe that. I know Jason is hopeful, but I don't think by now the Dolphins.
What y'all think about the? Y'all haven't seen this pick yet, but the Texans. Oh, there you go.
Who is it?
Jalen Noel. Damn it.
That used to be our pick.
They went back-to-back Iowa State receivers.
They took the teammates.
That's incredible. They took the teammates. Wow.
Took the teammates. That's nice. I like that.
Who did they take? Receiver help, so that's good for them.
Who else did they take? They didn't have him. They traded out of the first. They traded out of the first.
They got an offensive lineman, right, too?
Let me check.
Did they trade out of the first?
Yeah, yes. They traded. Yeah, they traded for the Daxon Dart with the Giants.
Yep.
Why don't you scroll over to teams right there?
Hold on. Where am I? Team. Oh, that's smart. Who we talking about? Houston?
Yeah. I want Xavier Watts, fellas.
Yeah, that could be something.
I want Xavier.
Oh, they got Ursaray.
There you go. There it is. That's him.
He's huge, man. They run a lot of wide zone over there too at Minnesota. He was the guy for the Dolphins I was thinking about. Oh shit! They got Warren and they got there's the DN. Any drafts you like so far that stood out to you? The Raiders. Look at the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Fetch, Porter. Let's go, baby.
Dude,
I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
I would. It would be crazy to double down on offensive linemen, but there's a lot of great value there.
They're really going to double down on defensive tackle and offensive linemen.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, but for all the hard work it took to get there.
Let's go to a small commercial break.
Yeah. If any of y'all need to go, no problem. I don't want to hold you hostage here, guys.
Go get some, baby.
Left tackle. Pete, dude, he engulfs guys, bro.
I thought you were going to have Savaiinaea highlights on a loop, like.
Yeah. Now let me get out of this. There we go.
14.
$94 to the Browns. I'm telling you. I'll be right back, fellas. Be right back.
Yep. Sure.
Well, for context, the Dolphins pick is 34 picks away.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys staying on with me here. Again, if any of you have to leave, that's fine. You know what I mean? I don't want to you guys feel obligated. You have to stay on. I know we've been on for a couple of hours, but I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate, everybody in the chat. We have 930 people. Some of them need to come over to YouTube, smash that subscribe button. We got so many viewers. We need to get more on YouTube here, but we appreciate all the eyes on us because you guys know there's tons of draft people going live. So
absolutely, as Bobby knows, and I'm sure George knows, if when you're a content creator, X is great, and you get a lot of views. But when you're a content creator, it's very really rewarding when you have people to follow you on YouTube.
Yes,
it gives you a different platform. It's completely different. The algorithms are different. So if you're over there, please go ahead and go to YouTube, help out George, and find a way to like and subscribe and comment because YouTube right now is so complicated to get some views with the algorithm.
Oh yeah,
And we got guys like Bobby who hosts all the views because they're so strong over there.
We can't get Tyreek Hill or Jalen Ramsey on here. I'm sorry, man.
since we're waiting and we have Bobby here, I've been talking to Jason. I talked to my guys on Fins TV. Bobby, since we're talking, we never talked before. The guys, what you do in your Dive Bar podcast is great because you don't go negative. You call it negatives. You're real with it, but you don't call negatives. It's so easy to have content and just rant and scream and go negative every single time. That's easy content. But when you try to find a way to, like Josh does, like you guys do, like we do at Fins TV, to try to be fair, be even, but try to make it into a positive way, it's not easy because the easy way out is to be negative. So I always wanted to say that to you. I think you guys do a great job like George does, and we do we call it like it is, but we keep it real, but try to do it in a positive way. And when you have platforms like that, it should be rewarded. So I want to congratulate you on that because today's day is really difficult sometimes to do that. So you look at
for sure, man. Appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, and the thing about with the way the vibe here, especially I know for me, and I know you guys are the same. Okay. What do you got, Bobby? Breaking news?
The Titans are taking Kevin Winston.
Okay.
So dude, that's falling.
The Titans are having a good draft.
But yeah, finishing my point is what the reason why the positivity, it's not just positivity, it's the people you have on. I don't know about you guys, but I just remember we're live and I look up and I remember I got to kind of mention the chat and all that, but I just feel like we're just kicking it like we were on the phone or hanging out, like his show, the Dive Bar, and it's easy, it's fun, and Sammy, it's funny that Jason comes to me, he goes, because I was thinking this morning, he said, I'm going to ask Sammy to come on, and Jason, without knowing, we're on the phone, he's like, yeah, we should try to get Sammy on. I go, let's do it, and then I hit you up, and I'm glad you were down, because you never know, some people don't like to be bothered, they like to watch the draft, they don't, so we're glad that you came on, Sammy, because dude, last night we were you were so fun in the chat, man.
Yeah, listen, it has to be fun. That's why we're here, and that's why over 900 people are watching with you because they say that when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. We're fans. We do that because we love the Dolphins, and again, it's fun. This should be fun because probably the season might not be lots of fun, so this might be our fun time of the year. So let's enjoy, let's have some fun, let's laugh at ourselves a little bit. That's what we try to do every single Tuesday. So it's fun. It should be that way.
Yeah, Tuesday we're am I on Tuesday with you guys? 29th?
Yeah. We have you for.
Go ahead.
After the Dive podcast, jump over to Fins TV for our draft review. Jason's gonna be there. Aiden Rainey from the Rainy Day podcast.
Oh, shout out
Armstrong making his return to the show, and of course Sherry Hallett in for her husband Steve Hallett for our calls on Tuesday night.
Steve's great. Shout out to Rainey, man. Rainey's a big supporter.
He's
my guy, man. Great guy.
Sardi's one of my guys. He's such a great guy. He always brings a different take. That's why I like about Adrian Rainey. He finds a way to bring a different take. Yeah. He's born with everybody thinks the same way. So I try always to find a way to bring people on who have a different opinion, but and also it's a lot of fun. So we like to laugh at ourselves at Fins TV. And I know Jason cracks out sometimes about things I do on video stuff, but it should be fun. Dolphins fan, to be a Dolphins fan sometimes, so many times it's torture. So we need to find ourselves to laugh at ourselves a little bit.
Shout out to you guys had 7,000 views on Twitter that night. Great show. So shout out to that. Let everybody know what's going to happen on Tuesday. What you got? What's the plan?
Well, good. We're gonna do a draft review. We're gonna look about a little bit about the Dolphins. There was last night, as you saw on Dolphins media, there were so many. We saw. Yes, it was a great pick, but when you go to the media, you go to the Fins Nation, a lot of conflicting reports. A lot of people didn't like the pick, and some people like the pick. So we're gonna talk about the pick a little bit. We're gonna talk about the different views. We're gonna talk about, as always we do, we're gonna go into what the media is saying about the Dolphins. That we try to do every single week, and try to find a way. I'll see what I can do to find a way to laugh about ourselves a little bit. So it should be lots of fun.
Should be fun.
After the Dive podcast, jump over to Fins TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin Wilson just got drafted.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm-
It's gonna
I'm-
be fun. I'm looking forward to it, Sammy.
Thank you. You were great. You guys on the on season were great. You brought so many, and you were. It's so rewarding when you put on so much work like you did, and basically you've proven right that all the picks are followed the way you call them. It should be so rewarding. So I want to congratulate you and Jason. You did an amazing job in the season.
Yeah. It's fun, right? I do it. Like the one thing I always say about myself is, you're gonna find out how passionate I am about the team and what in the draft and what I do. That's gonna come through. I can't hide that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to be huge on the draft when I was your age. I used to be huge on the draft. As a year passed, I wish I had the energy and the wisdom that Jason has in his 40s. But
Bobby's too quiet.
I'm 39.
Yeah. Hey,
early
Bobby.
40s.
Hey,
early 40s.
Bobby, you're too quiet. What's going on, bro? Oh, Caleb Johnson. That's a Pittsburgh. That's a Pittsburgh back, man.
How many times has Pittsburgh passed on Shedeur Sanders? That's 4 times, right?
They didn't take him.
4 times.
Wow.
So let me since George gets to bring up hypothetical nonsense.
Okay.
What
Milroy? Was it Milroy? No. You ain't doing quarterback, doggy. You ain't doing quarterback. Go ahead.
What if the Dolphins drafted Shedeur Sanders with their first pick in the 4th round?
I ain't with that stuff, man. I ain't with that.
That could be a completely whole topic that we could be all night talking about that. The media will go wild.
It'd be good for the show. It'd be good for the show.
It will be huge for us creators. Tua will have to go into the witness protection program because the media will be unbearable on Tua. There's no way he will not survive week 1.
Sammy threw out Tua. I got to go into witness protection program.
No, that is a good line right there, Sammy. That is a quotable line right there.
Yeah, man, you know what's going to happen. From training camp, even for mini camp, the media will be relentless to us. So there's no way the Dolphins do that. Absolutely no way.
Let's see here.
Man, I for sure, dude. What is?
All right, here's another target for me. Bobby. I want your opinion. I want all your opinion on this.
Okay.
I'm hell bent on moving up right now because you can kill 2 birds. I'd be making frantic calls right now. Los Angeles. You call LA at 90. You dangle Ramsey. You give 2 fifths, 1 fourth next year. You have to overpay with 3 picks to compensate for the financial burden. Maybe that's a potential too.
Let's look here. We're at 84. Jacob Parrish to Tampa.
All
man,
right.
they're taking my corners. Man,
this is the zone. Folks.
If it's a trade, it will have to be here, and probably the trade will have to be already done because we're running a delay probably. So it probably would have it by now, but we wouldn't know that. But I agree with Jason. We will have to be the Rams. It will have to be right now. It will be with such a huge money hit on the Rams. It will have to be a 5th round pick and Ramsey for the 4th, something like that. Something crazy for that to happen. A 5th Ramsey and a 4th for this start.
Now there is solace if they don't do any. If they move the 4th, they could theoretically through these models move a 4th from next year and can get something done. Maybe even a 7th, whatever.
Yes.
So if you retain those 3 fifths, now the 5th round has been a little bit of a golden round here or there. With 3 5th-round picks. I mean, you look at Van Ginkel, you look at Rashad Jones historically.
Zach Thomas,
of course, obviously. So the 5th round has a little mojo.
Randy Michael, I think, right?
But again, they're not in the early portion of the 5th round. You're going to have to wait 11 picks. So they're in like the semi-low first tier of the round.
Yeah.
I'm reading Barry Jackson. This is about an hour now. He said new guard Jonah Savaiinaea said he sat down with Fins O-line coach Butch Berry, looked at Miami's outside zone scheme. He said he loves running outside in that scheme using his speed. He says he's comfortable at guard, which is where the Dolphins will play him.
Last year, I wanted.
There's no question about it. He's a guard. They're not even. Oh man, here we go. Run on corner.
No, okay, yep. But I'm on Watts right now. I'm on.
And for the
I'm
record,
on Watts.
Chris Greer said in the press conference that he would not be shocked. Basically, that's why he would not be shocked if they find a way to have a resolution with Ramsey. So he said that bridge should not burn. So
He said
we'll see what
That's
happens.
today.
They have a
Yeah.
resolution potentially.
No, basically, no. They said that it's not. It's written in stone. Basically, that he will. It's not over. There's still a way that he might come back. So
Okay.
Oh, boy.
probably they will have to guarantee some money because I don't think there's a way Ramsey comes back unless he gets guaranteed.
Did you, Bobby? You hear that what Greer said about Ramsey?
Let me see if I can find it. I think I can find the quote. Let me see if I can.
What do you say?
No, he's gonna find the quote.
Because I might have something. I might have something for you on that.
Please go ahead.
Hey, get your breaking news thing ready, dog.
No, I want to hear what Greer said. I'll just contradict him.
Let me see if I can find it.
Thank in the chat. Coast is in it. These people are still with us, man. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Shout out to everybody.
Basically, what I say with it was we are potentially amending fences with Ramsey and bringing him back in 2025. We're never closed any doors on anything. So by now, after what he said before, like we're going to move on the press conference to say that now. I don't know. So probably he'll find out this it's not so easy to move in because there's so much money involved. So either they know they might have to hold to him, or he's keeping on hold because if not, that's gonna be a tough way to move the Ramsey. It's not gonna be easy. That's a lot of money for it.
Oh, fair.
Once they did an extension under the contract, they basically married themselves to Ramsey for 1 more year.
Hey, Fairchild went to the Bengals. I didn't see that.
Nice
Yeah.
pick for them. He's a good left guard. Good
Starting left guard.
That's a good pick for the Chiefs too.
Oh, I love.
There's a couple of good tackles left too. Just
He was one of my guys, man. Now the corner board's starting to thin out.
Yeah,
I'll say this. I don't see a world where Jalen Ramsey stays a Dolphin. It's past due.
You heard what Mondo reported, right? About Mondo Salguero, about him and McDaniels. They don't see that fence being mended. It's too far gone. I mean, that's what you reported.
Yeah, no, the respect is gone, and a player like Ramsey, once the respect's gone, it's over.
Yeah. That happened before with the Rams, and it's kind of ironical, right? The fact that they're talking too much about the trade back to the Rams. So
again, though, the money is an issue. Is Bobby? You think the money is the biggest issue holding up the trade? Like what the post June 1st would look like versus now? You think that's the biggest thing right now, or they're just not getting what they want regardless?
Yeah, I think money's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because it makes more sense to wait, right? Like,
and a mixture of the return. Like, we're gonna eat so much money, and you're not gonna give us but this. It's just like tough.
Yeah, I don't think we will get anywhere close to what we pay for him. So we have to be a 5th round pick if we're lucky. Maybe even a 6th. So don't be shocked if it's a 6th round pick because there's so much money involved that that's rough.
What do you guys? Go ahead, Jason. I'm hearing things now. We need a pick, dog. I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you think we are before round 5 ends? Do you think we're drafting a quarterback?
I'm sorry.
You think we're drafting a quarterback before round 5 ends? That's a yes for Sammy. Bobby?
Right, 5.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
yes, maybe.
No,
we're taking.
Go ahead.
We're taking 2 quarterbacks in the 5th round.
All right, Jason.
ooh, I mean 100%. Two is even more music to my ears because I want McCord to be one of them. And then if you want to go get yourself an athletic, really like outside of the pocket kind of guy too, sure, McCord's more of that pocket passer, smart, cerebral kind of guy. Can move when he has to, but I want McCord. I want Kyle McCord, man. I just want Kyle McCord.
I'm gonna be.
He loves Kyle McCord.
I'll try to be the voice of the Dolphins fans. I want those who believe that for a backup quarterback, and when Tua hogs all the reps, you need a backup quarterback that's mobile, that finds a way to run. Of all the quarterbacks who are remaining on the list, which one will you pick if that was the criteria? Which one is the mobile quarterback who doesn't have a lot of time, who has to improvise, will have to be a gunslinger? Of those who are back in the board left, who will you pick? Jason?
I mean, there's Will Howard, who's like kind of like a maybe a wannabe clone of mini Josh Allen, kind of. You know what I mean? But like not Josh Allen, but like only 3 quarterbacks taken. At this point, I really would have thought that there'd be at least 2 more. But hey, 2 or 3
or 4. I think there's 4, right?
3 right now. I think we just got Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, and Tyler Shaw.
What was your question, Sammy?
Which one of the quarterbacks remaining, barring by Mike Curtini, I believe the backup quarterback needs to be mobile, and even more with the Dolphins when Tua hugs all the reps. Of all the quarterbacks who are left, which one will fit the bill? Of a mobile quarterback who can improvise, coming to the game with little preparation, can find a way to survive.
These are the quarterbacks.
Offensive line.
These are the quarterbacks. Mine is Milroe for the reasons I said.
Yeah, put it easy for you, right?
Yeah. I like a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I fall in love easy, man. What can I say? I fall in love easy.
We all do. I love it.
Shout out to my brother. Hold on, my youngest brother's in the house, making his debut. TJ Kirk in the house. Christmas came early. My 2 corners, he got Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish. Fire them cannons. Shout out. Yeah, man, I love those 2 corners. Love them. I love the support in the chat. Thank you, guys. What were team rounds?
How many questions? And any question in the chat? Probably the guys are pretty sure.
Chat, help us out here. We're going
questions.
Deep.
We're still waiting. So
come over from X. Come on to YouTube. Chat the question.
Let's get to 1,000 again. Let's get to
1,000. We're at 950.
You have an unique opportunity. You have 3 direct episodes and me.
Yes.
So come on.
Yes.
We need some
questions.
over here.
Questions in the chat. Come on over. You got to come over from X. Come on over to YouTube. Okay, let's get to 1,000 here on the stream. We're at 9. Where are we at? 950. We're almost at 950 here. All right, so look at the board here. Jeremy Caldwell just went nice. I liked him at D tackle, man. Good pick for the Chargers. Good draft.
No!
Whoa! Green Bay? Did Green Bay take your QB?
No, not the QB. Something else. No,
oh, the safety.
No,
it
hurts. It hurts bad. Can I say it? Oh, it hurts.
Oh, it hurts.
No.
That was bound to happen.
My God.
My 84th ranked player, Sammy. 84th ranked.
Oh, my God.
You got it again.
This one hurt.
Oh, that's a kind of right. That's a Packer wide receiver, right? Because big, tall with huge hands, not long arms, but on that end zone, you need a big guy on the call. So they're doing the right way.
That's pain right here.
And I probably the minority here, but I don't think Jordan Love is the most accurate guy. So to have that big wide receiver is probably
he's fun, man. He I've always told Jason, he's a big running back to me. I would even try him there.
And again, that's another hit because there were so many on the many draft for so many wide receivers going in front of him, and he didn't speak before them. So that's another hit for you guys.
Yeah, man. No, but he's good. I know that one hurts Jason. That one hurts like Schwarzenegger didn't hurt because he went so dang early, Man, I don't know about you guys. I'm still shocked about Shedeur Sanders. Is it that bad, Sammy and Jason? What is it? Is the off the field stuff? Because
I'm gonna go through the pop culture thing, and Jason probably gonna go with the football thing. I believe there are not a lot of coaches and probably not a lot of owners and GMs who wants to deal with the deal senders, because of course you need a regime that's secure. Because again, like I said before, Shedeur Sanders so many former players like him, so many people in the media like him, and if he's gonna pick now, it's probably gonna be a backup. And every single pick, you gotta have his dad. People are asking what's gonna happen, what's next, and it's gonna get tough. You're gonna need probably a junior Harbaugh or something like that. One of the Harbaugh brothers who are securing their jobs right now for them to pick someone.
I don't like that look, Jason.
I'm sorry, George. You better
because
George, turn away. Turn away, George. Turn away. Just turn away. I'm not going to say a word.
Who had Jalen? Wait, stop it. I'm gonna pound the table here. Who had Kalen Rance on and Isaac Tesla in the top 100, dog? Right here.
The bar Howard's for.
Damn it. God,
Yeah.
he's so good, man. The Jaguars.
They got
Dude,
back-to-back picks too.
Jason, this is crazy, man. The guys
Your
we
big
like,
boy
they
is
go
not
back to
seeing
back.
you out right now.
Hey, they go back to back. You know what I mean? Where'd I have him? 95 or 90? Oh, he's so good, man.
Yeah, he went 88, so that's close.
Dude, it's crazy that Jason and I had these are the two guys we loved. They went back to back. You know, I didn't know I didn't know NFL teams watched our show. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Bobby's working the phones right now. You working the phones? I know, Mr. I know the insider, bro. I know the insider. Let him know, Bobby. Let him know. Let him know.
There ain't nothing to tell.
Well, the Rams are on the clock. So if we, the longer you see on the clock, the longer there's hope for that. But that doesn't look likely. I'm sticking to my guns with Cleveland. I love that Cleveland potential. Call Cleveland.
It's back-to-back here for the Jaguars, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's
But
call
that
him up.
makes
Let's see what let's do like draft day, that the young GM.
The
Let's
pick,
see if we
the
can
pick is
fleece him.
in. The
Oh, the
ticket
pick
is
is
in. I mean, Houston at 102 to finish the round, that would work too for me.
Damn,
Cleveland or Houston?
Cleveland makes
or
sense. They want, and you can do future assets with them because that's what they want.
Exactly. You give them a fourth just to say, hey, move back 19, 25 picks, whatever. What would be 94 going back to 20 picks.
Yeah.
Move 20 picks back. We'll give you a free fourth rounder.
Yeah, man. I was hoping we'd do that at 116. I was hoping teams were dumb and they wouldn't pick them. But
Who needs safeties right now?
Jacksonville. What do they? I don't know if Jacksonville. They took. They have him as a corner.
They just drafted Rancho.
Rancho can play safety though.
He's going to play safety. He's not going to play corner, right?
And
they drafted Travis Hunter.
We got a Shedeur Sanders. No matter. Wyatt Mullum. Nice pick.
Power pick, yeah. Power.
I had Wyatt Mullum in the 80s. Hey, I also had Wyatt Mullum in the 80s. I'm gonna stop now because it's gonna sound like I'm promoting myself. It's crazy.
Dude, bro. The hardest thing is to make a board. The hardest thing to do is to make a board or to go a full 7-round mock with every team. But you essentially did that, and you have I think you got 40 players, 50 players, extremely accurate so far.
Yes.
I mean,
if you look by accuracy, that's really, really tough.
I mean, there's going to be some guys you're off on, but it's the weird guys, the guys that they either weren't on the board or were rated higher. And I put Wyatt Mullum. I saw a lot of he was higher, right, on most teams, on most board. I don't maybe it was around that. I don't know, but
those guys who stick out. Those guys who stick out say that's too high, and you hit on them. That's wow, you got that right.
Let me see. I have Mullum. Where do I have Wyatt Mullum?
I'll tell you,
86. Where did he go?
Yeah,
88.
Jesus Christ.
Where did he go?
89.
Okay.
He was a guy. I remember reading Kyle. I remember reading Kyle Crabb. Shout out to Kyle, all the work he does. He comped Milam. He comped Milam to Liam Eichenberg. You know, kind of like the jack of all trades, master of none. But I feel like he's a bit of a better player than Eichenberg. But that kind of scared the bejesus out of me. And he's not the best system fit for the Dolphins, but he's a good player.
I regret not moving Tesla and I'm glad I put him in here, but I'm regretting not moving him up, man. Because I should have moved him up. Because I thought Wyatt Mullum's a good pick for the Jaguars.
The pick is in. The Rams pick is in. Okay.
We'd be coming up in 8 picks here. That'd be nice.
That would
let's play fun and see who's on the board when we pick.
We definitely are.
Yeah, we definitely are. We ain't got much else to do, right?
We're going through the round at this point. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
950 in the chat. Let's try to get it to 1K. Let's try to get it to 1K before the night's over.
Here, where's the live at? I'll retweet it.
That is real quick. I was about to say, Bobby, do your thing, bro. That'll happen real quick. Bobby, you had almost 2K when I was on with you.
Yeah.
What is going through Shedeur Sanders' mind right now? I'm Dion's. My God.
Wow. After all he did, he had they had a podium with 2 microphones. The whole wherever they were staying, probably in an Airbnb or anywhere, they had a mock draft stage and everything. And that chain, do you see that chain, man? They had a huge gold chain with a money sign. Yeah, that's rough. That puts Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and everyone else to chain because that's the biggest drop in NFL history.
Get back in the third, my brother. Get back in the third, no matter what. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Sanders has definitely been humbled. We could say that, right? Like dropping out of the first round and going in the early second is one thing, but we're at pick 90.
Like no one ever.
Yeah,
like
look. I had him at 30. I didn't love Shedeur Sanders, but I didn't think I thought his tape was good enough to at least get in the second round, right? There's, I didn't have high confidence, but this has got to be a combination with some attitudes. People don't want the problem that comes with it, right? Is it worth the risk? Like Dion, the whole thing, Costa Sanders is Bronny James. No, he. It's not that bad.
I don't think that's a comparison on talent.
Yeah, no. I think Sanders is good. Bronny was. I thought Bronny was barely, if anything, a G leaguer, but he has improved. But
if you ask me, Sanders better than Brady Quinn, for example, just with Jimmy Clausen, who went in the first round. So many others that went in the first round. Shedeur Sanders obviously better than a lot of those.
Let me ask you this, Bobby. You mentioned Sanders. Like, what would you do? What would you do in this scenario? Like, if we did have 98 and he was there, do you think they'd do it, or do you think they'd pass?
Oh, they'd probably pass.
They could do it though, because they got the trenches taken care of. Like Jason said,
yeah,
you could.
They got bigger needs though.
Yeah, true.
Like, how could you not address secondary? Like, how could you take Sanders with Watts on the board?
Yeah, true.
The only thing that's been bugging me right now, I'm not going to lie, is that going into this draft, you could say easily that they had 3 top 100 picks. And right now, they got 2 top 37 picks, and that's it. And they lost one of their picks, meaning they have 9 instead of 10. So I really would have loved for them to get 4 top 100s, or I really would love for them to. I know I'm being picky here. But
it's fair because somebody of us wanted more picks in the 100. They did the complete opposite. They found a way to get less picks because once you trade a third round pick, you had 2 very good trenches guys, but again, less picks. I expected to have more picks, not less. So
it's 2 automatic immediate starters though. That's the good thing. That's the good thing. So I'll give them that.
Yeah, I'm missing a starter though. I'm missing at least
a starter right now.
Yeah, I'm missing a starter. I agree with you, Jason. So we're running out of guaranteed starters in this draft, though. Guys you feel can come in. Like Watts is one. I think Quincy Riley's another.
Right now.
I think Quincy Riley's another. I think Josiah Stewart just went to the Rams, an edge player. He's going to be one of those sneaky edge guys they take at 90, and all of a sudden he's got 8.5 sacks next year. Yeah, my number 83 player.
And basically, what Chris basically did, he reduced the margin of error, because of having less picks.
Yeah,
you have less busts.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, you'd say that it's lottery tickets. I want more chances in the lottery ticket because everybody gets it wrong. Sammy, go ahead. You're right, Doug. Finish your point.
And what happens going to happen next? That probably the next picks is one that's going to define this draft, because he already got 2 starters. But if he misses on the next pick, this draft is called off the rails, because you needed at least 3 starters in this draft. So you need to hit no matter what on the next pick.
Yeah. Boy, the guys who stuck around the chat, we appreciate it. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and shoot them. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. Also, check out Fins TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and obviously the Dive Bar podcast. You subscribe to all the great content. And Jason Sardi and I here, we're doing our thing on the on-season. We definitely got a recap show next Thursday, right? That's we're gonna have a good recap. We got to figure out. Do you have an idea about tomorrow? Are we just gonna watch the draft? and maybe
We have a lot of picks to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I got one of my sons got a soccer game right in the middle.
maybe
of
we'll
the-
go on. We'll go on sometime towards the end of it or something. We'll recap
Yeah.
all the stuff, something like that. But that's going to be a long one, right? That's a six hour.
noon to
Emory
the
Jones.
noon to the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, we'll come on towards the end and we'll recap every pick maybe that day or something like that.
And and 5 minutes of pick. The pick's gonna fly.
Yeah,
Picks
yeah.
fly. Day
Yeah.
3. Boom,
I
boom,
love day 3.
boom.
It's one of my. It might be my favorite day. I love this day and day 3 are my favorites. How you doing over there, Bobby?
Emory Jones.
Chilling, man. Just kind of
Emory
like
Jones is a good pick.
at
This
this
Ravens
point,
got a
I'm
good.
just
Right, this is
Good
the
line.
spot now where we start looking to trade up, though. This is where
That's what I'm
realistic.
saying.
This is a spot where you can
This
take a
is
fourth this
realistic
year
spot.
and a fourth next year. Sammy, am I correct? Is this a
Well,
spot?
Basically, we're in the spot where we'll only take a third and basically a 4 and a third, and maybe
I
one
think
of
I
those
think you do.
sevens.
I think you can do 116 to 4 next year. I think you can get it done. Jason, you
look-
agree?
If you're
Let me look
calling a
at this.
team, if you're calling a team that still wants to be active, give them the 5th tomorrow, maybe on a 7th, 5th and a 7th.
Well,
Boom. If you want
the
to
problem is
here,
when you have on the board, you have the last picks of this round: the Browns, the Patriots, the Eagles, the Vikings. The Vikings might be a good spot because they have only had 4 picks in the draft.
What about Cleveland at 94? They had a
the-
bunch of picks.
that's the whole exact. That's what I've been saying. Cleveland
Yeah.
at 94 is
Yeah,
the team.
you've been saying that. Yeah.
The
That's-
Raiders have 2 picks: the 49ers, the Falcons, and the Texans.
What would be the reaction if we
The
traded up to
Dolphins.
94 and took Xavier Watts? How would that go?
Good.
I hope it happens.
That-
You're all
that's 3
safe.
starters.
I'm gonna go nuts.
That's 3 starters. That would be a hit.
You're
I
gonna
will
see
go nuts.
Bobby's energy go from 0 to 100, and it's gonna be dangerous. Bro.
oh shit.
No,
No, not us, but it's pretty exciting.
Is Shedeur Sanders going somewhere? Oh, yes, it is. It's exciting, but not that quarterback. Whoa, good.
oh my gosh, my God,
I wonder who
good
could be.
spot for him. Good spot.
Honestly, that's a nice little pop to get a little juices to finish this thing out
Yeah,
tonight.
that's a little, man. Good pick. Good pick.
I've watched
I like-
Draft
I-
Day
I-
3
I-
times in the last month, and I'm praying that the Dolphins call the Cleveland Browns for a trade in real life. That's just beautiful.
Hey, I like that spot, Seattle for. Oh shit, Milroy. Yeah, I actually like that for Seattle. It's a good little landing spot there.
There's some people who I'm shocked are still available, frankly. Like,
Let me go to the best available again.
shocking.
This guy is shocking. I mean, I know Jared Wilson, man. Jalen Royals.
Wait, what? Hold on. Oh no, that can't be true.
What?
Let's see if it happens. But somebody just said Dylan Gabriel going before Shedeur. That's insane.
No way.
Oh my God!
This is getting
To the
like
Saints?
me-
To the Saints? You think he's going to go to the Saints?
this is getting bad.
You don't want this,
I don't have
Jason,
a
because
team.
a quarterback run happened here.
But this is why you trade into 94 now for McCord. McCord or Watt? McCord or Watts right
I mean,
now?
at some point here, though, not to be funny, at some point the Sanders stuff becomes too much of a reward to keep looking away, though. You know
That's
what I mean?
what I was getting at.
Before I
Dolphins?
sorry.
No, I said if you're sitting at 116 and he really just plummets,
You
like
got
why
it.
not?
I'm okay for that. Yeah.
Whew, my goodness.
I'm not saying move up for him.
Sorny, would you rather have McCord
Oh, that's a good pick.
or Milroy? Oh, let me go to the tractor.
That's a solid pick. Still it's kind of crazy right here.
I didn't get updated yet.
Congrats, George.
What happened?
Refresh.
Congrats, George. You guys got me nervous. You talking about the Saints?
Oh, I'm talking about you,
Yeah.
one of your guys.
Saints. Here it comes.
I thought about y'all keeping me in suspense here. I love it. I'm like, I don't want to even go look, you know. Low key, after the Milroy pick, the show got a little boost, you know. QBs always do that.
That was the last pop of the night, probably.
Until
94.
that big trade up.
Jason nailed the trade up in the 30s, so I'm hoping Jason's right about 94 here.
Well, I'll say if
I was
Dylan
off by one slot.
if Dylan Gabriel does go with this last few picks, I mean that would at least be humor to get us going a little bit.
Let me refresh this thing.
Dude, they just
I
got
feel
a
like
question and everything.
I feel like the GIF, the meme, the Simpsons meme. Refresh,
Jesus
refresh,
Christ.
refresh. Oh, they
How
already.
fun is it?
Oh,
Boys, I mean, to do this for almost 3 hours, this is fun, though. I mean, like, there's not many
Yes.
people I can do this to. So the Saints pick is already in, right? Just not updated on
yeah,
here.
they already went to Chuck, so they're not going quarterback here. Cleveland Browns still on the clock, right? No pick is in yet.
Well, basically, we're in the range where the fourth round pick and a fifth this year, probably a fifth next year, we'll
Yep.
do it if the team
I
wants to
will-
get out.
I will say this: I think we're
Easy
going to trade up
capital.
early. If we don't, you guys all agree we'll trade up early tomorrow if we don't get anything today, right?
Either finish the night off strong or start the day off strong.
Like Watts is a guy who's going to, if he doesn't go now, is going to go. Sanker.
Let's
Going
go-
Sanker.
let's go best-
There it is.
All right, yeah, it's a good pick.
Now this over Watts, so now it could be a
Watts.
safety team. Call up
Those-
Cleveland. Call up Cleveland. Let's go back-to-back safeties here.
A quarterback and a safety, boom, boom. And I want to trade up for a quarterback
Yeah.
or a safety just now.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Greer?
We're really
We want all your picks plus Putney. You know? You
I'm not
pancake.
gonna lie. I will be brought down a little bit of a rung if they don't. The pick is in for Cleveland. Shit.
I would have been so happy if you were right, Jason.
It was something to hang on to the whole night.
Oh, for sure.
Jason,
Now
you gave us hope.
Now I'm moving to 102. I'm moving to the Texans.
I'll take some heat off of you.
No. If I had to bet, one of those two Radios picks could be movable, or the Vikings again. I always been looking at the Vikings because again they had so few picks. So either I had to bet one of those two Raiders pick or the Vikings. I don't think we can do with the Texans.
Howie's going to draft Xavier Watts, isn't he?
Gosh, dude, why doesn't the league understand that you can't keep letting these guys fall to them?
Yeah,
dude, it's because they got the cojones. Well, I said it. What you worry about, they're not worried about.
They're playing with house money. They
Hey, Jahad Campbell, 2 shoulders.
Oh my God,
Cleveland Sanders?
no way.
See, Bobby's the worst at it. He gets me like I don't know what direction he's going. How bad? 1 to 10. How bad is it?
The info was good that I just gave y'all.
Oh boy. Wow. That's a horrible fit for him.
How do you
Mini?
wait?
Why?
Mini Tua?
Yeah,
Why?
mini Tua.
Mini Tua?
Why would you
Tua
do
light?
that?
Tua light?
Wow.
That's crazy because like they pass on Shedeur over and over and over.
He does not fit that cold.
My thing
weather.
is, at this point, you just don't even draft a guy. Although Dylan Gabriel might get you that #1 pick.
That might be what they're thinking.
But I don't in that cold weather I don't like him there at all.
I don't like that's a bad
Browns
fit.
fans are not gonna like that. Like I bet you can bet Browns fans are gonna go off the rails on that pick.
Dude, they were talking about Shedeur Sanders a few months ago at 2. Remember?
With the NIL, those guys have so much money.
Yeah.
That was bound to happen. The NFL, the owners probably going to make an example of someone. I'm not saying it's Sanders, but I'm actually not that shocked that's happening. Someone's probably going to be him.
I would say the one thing I do like about the NIL is it weeds out the guys who don't know how to handle money quicker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but he always had money.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like the guys who are getting these the good players who are getting these. Now they're not getting rich in the beginning. They're getting rich earlier, and teams can kind of weed that out before they get to college.
Before it used to be how many players went to your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah. Was that Herbert? No. Bo Callahan. Bo Callahan.
Herbert.
Basically, Bo Callahan, Justin Herbert.
Field the best remaining players or the best remaining DBs. Xavier Watts, number 1. Daniel Jeremiah.
For sure.
Let me pull that up. I can pull up best
Come
available here.
on. Oh, I'm sorry. What he's going to be picked now. I don't think Watts. Let's just stick on Watts for a second. Someone's getting like an absolute baller.
You guys
And
just
it's probably gonna
think
be
the
some
screen I have
silly-
up here is good? This whole ESPN thing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Corey Chavis' guy, Quincy Riley.
Oh, Kobe Bryant's an interesting name.
I'm looking at those top 2.
Oh, dude, go back to the draft board.
All right. What happened, bro?
I need that laugh. We need that laugh. We deserve this laugh.
Yeah, okay. Don't do.
Damn it.
I know the laugh coming up at 94 here. I'm shocked that they went there to Cleveland. Shocked. I know Cleveland fans are. Sam, you said it. They must be writing on Twitter right now, right?
That same old Browns.
That's crazy.
Where have I heard that before?
Sam, with that background, the Dolphins, what is that? How do you have that? The lights, is that a string? What the setup you got back there?
Yeah, but you know those Gobi lights that
Look.
control everything.
Oh,
Basically, 2 panels of Gobi lights, and you program it on your phone.
Okay, it's cool.
I'm taking those down probably for the next season on Fins TV, but
No, I like
for
it.
now, they're over there.
Dylan Gabriel, the worst fit I've ever seen. Dylan Gabriel off the board.
That's gonna be the thing that everybody's gonna be talking tomorrow.
Here y'all go. Here's something to get y'all going for a couple of seconds.
All right, let's do it.
What's going on, Dolphin Nation? It's Jonas Savaiinaea here. I'm excited to be a Dolphin. I can't wait to get to work with y'all, man. And let's go win a Super Bowl. Fins up.
Woo! Woo! That boy ready. Hey, fire off that ball. So what's his number? I'm getting that jersey. What's the number?
I don't know. He wears
71?
71.
Yeah. Who got 71? 71. I don't think anybody's got 71. Dylan Gabriel, Jason. Horrible fit. Horrible pick.
Horrible fit. I mean, tell you the truth.
Mini
Yeah,
Tua.
yeah, that's the pick.
At least we didn't get another small Hawaiian left-handed quarterback. We got the better one, right? But I can't do 2. One's enough.
Somebody just said he is not an AFC North quarterback.
No, he
Heck
is
no,
not.
man.
No, he is not.
Hey, shout out Tyler in the chat. Why is Xavier Watts falling?
I do
Anyone
not
you
know.
got a theory? Because I can't figure
do
this
not
out.
know. I mean, look, the safety. Let's look at the safety class in general. It's weird right now.
You want me to go to
guys, we're talking about small quarterbacks. I don't know if you realize, but we are in the AFC Northeast.
Yeah.
Because basically that's where we are. We're in the AFC Northeast. So
This draft was good for us, right? Getting back to that corner would have really put it over the top, right?
How many picks tonight?
Tonight is, let me scroll down.
102.
102.
All right.
One. So
This should
New
go
England
fast.
Patriot pick is in. 1, 2, 3.
This will go
4,
fast,
5,
though,
6,
you know?
7 more picks after this.
Yeah, my wife's about to be home. I gotta help her with something.
Don't. Whenever you got to pop off, you don't even got to say that.
Oh, okay. A name we've talked about, George. This is a Patriot pick, and you're gonna like. Well. you're not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
like
that
it.
is a Patriot pick.
That's a Patriot pick. That is a Patriot
Oh,
pick.
man.
Ooh, they did
Good
some nice
pick.
things. They did some nice things.
So if we had 98, we'd be looking at I think this would have been a Quincy Riley spot.
No, this would have been McCourter Watts.
Oh,
This would have been
or
McCourter
Watts. Yeah, Watts.
This would
Sorry.
be McCourter Watts.
Yeah.
I don't think at this point. I think you're out of the cornerback market until undrafted or not.
I think Riley could start. I think Riley could start day one.
But
He's
he,
the one.
he can be had probably later. Yeah,
I mean,
they brought him
Frazier.
in, so that could be
Frazier's a little bit more of a project pick, right?
I just don't. I think those corners are gone. They're all gone.
You want me to take a look at the board?
Yeah.
let's
Is
do that.
Dorian Strong still available?
well, you remember who the Vikings defensive coordinator is, right?
Dorian Strong's gone. Oh, he's available.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, there's two guys, Quincy Riley and Dorian
Kobe
Strong.
Bryant could be a guy tomorrow. You take at 116.
Oh, Denzel Burke, not bad. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
these
terrible.
guys are all 116 guys. You know.
Falcons pick is in.
Let me go to the back to the track rounds.
All right, boys, I'm gonna have to jump off here.
All right, hey Bobby, thank you so much, brother.
Have
You
a
know we'll
great
talk.
night,
Hit me
Bobby.
up, all right? Thank you,
All right,
Bobby.
thanks for joining
Appreciate
us,
it. Good
guys.
night.
Fins
Hey,
up.
if I get an alert that we traded back up in here, I'll jump back on.
All right, there you go.
All right, see
I
y'all.
hope to see you again. I hope to see you.
All right, see y'all.
Tyler, bro. All right.
See, to me, fellas, if you're Chris Greer and you're doing your thing right now, it would be good to do a final stamp
Vikings
on the
trade.
night.
There's a report that the Vikings traded down.
Vikings what?
That the Vikings traded down.
Viking, I don't see the Vikings on the board here.
The Vikings are
No!
What?
My eyes! Oh,
Yeah.
I just saw it come across the screen.
Oh,
Atlanta.
wow.
Watt's gone.
So we wouldn't have had a shot. It makes me feel better though.
All right,
if we
that
had
makes me
90
feel better too.
Yeah,
Fine.
if we had 98.
Apparently,
I'm gonna be
the Vikings traded with the Texans.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm less concerned about trading 98 because I don't love the board here. Do you? Like, I can
mean,
wait till tomorrow, right?
At
To
this
get
point,
Savaiinaea, I feel a lot better. Is that
For
make sense?
context, just for context, the trade was 102 and 142 for 97 and 187.
So we could have done. Oh no, they had 102. You said right? Yeah.
That's way
I'm sure we tried to get up here, right? Like I'm sure.
Like usually, saying they try so many times to move up and down. He always says that. So, but probably it's true. If we receive so many calls about moving up and moving down, which again is true, but we'll never know how conclusive that was.
Yeah. Shout out, man! I would like to hit that 1K mark. We're at 966. Let's try to see if we can get 1K before the last 5 or 6 picks, guys. For the chat. Thank everybody who's watching. Again, there is a bunch of channels that go live, and for you guys to put your eyes on us. I mean, why else would you be anywhere else? But with Finn Sammy, with Sarney, Jason Sarney, myself, we just had Bobby Schaus from the Dive Bar, who was with us for nearly 3 hours. We jumped on his show. These are not people I do lives with. These are friends of mine, and that's the one thing I love is I made friends during this process. That whatever happens with these channels and these shows, because you don't remember how long you're going to do YouTube, you made friends out of it, and that's cool. So, and it's weird, like I was telling Jason today, I think I found a little circle niche, of people that, and many more to come, right? Jalen Smith, cornerback. Okay, so we would have been up here. Let's look at the board. We would have been up. This would have been our pick, hypothetically.
Billy Bowman.
By the way, this will be a great spot for. There will be a Sanders spot.
We could have had you. All right, we could have had Shedeur. Would you guys have done it? Yes or no?
No.
No. I could have 3 competitive Thursday. I would not have.
I listen. If they would have took a wide receiver here, if they would have took either one of these guys, I wouldn't have complained.
The funny thing is, like, if they're at 98,
Mbao, Frazier, Mitchell Evans. I'm a big fan of Mitchell Evans. DJ Giddens, Billy Bowman Jr. These are all guys I like.
I would go Bowman. If the pick was still here, that would
Bowman,
be
right?
My favorite pick would be Bowman, or because Watts was gone, or you do McCord. But at this point, at 116,
the center for Georgia is still around, right?
So which one?
The center. There was a center from Georgia, right?
Oh no, he went to New England.
He went.
Oh. Yeah. All right, Jared Wilson.
Okay.
Wait a minute here. So the Eagles moved down.
Look, the Raiders got 2 picks here. Maybe.
The last hope is Philly. If it ain't Philly, it's tomorrow. Let's see what's going on tomorrow with the round. Tomorrow, I'll tell you what. If you want to be strategic, there's 2 teams to try to leapfrog the Jets or the Patriots. Call up Jacksonville. Call up Chicago. Unless you just might as well wait. Might as well wait.
Yeah,
all right.
Low key. Okay, the if I'm not mistaken, the Falcons, they took Who did they take at 15? Was it Jalen Walker? And then they traded up for Mike Green. They got Xavier Watts.
They traded up for Watts, it looks like.
Yeah, they got 3 defensive pieces there.
Hey.
I kind of like what – I mean, they gave up a lot to move up.
The Raiders went offensive tackle.
They're going tackle?
Apparently, yes.
Let's take a guess at it.
What offensive tackles are left? There's a good one. There's that kid from Texas who's huge, Cameron Williams, right?
Or what about Charles Grant?
Maybe. I would say Cameron Williams or Logan Brown if it's a tackle.
Yeah. Grant, Williams.
I'd guess Cameron Williams.
Luntz. Or your guys here.
Jalen Travis?
You like him in the 4th, don't you?
Hey, I like him in the 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got in the 5th, my God.
I wish people would stop sleeping on Charles Grant, man. I guess the small school thing with tackles, small school stuff really turns teams off.
It's the helmet.
Yeah, it's the helmet.
Unless you're Grace Abel when you're a freak.
Yeah, he's not a guy I think comes in right away and he's a little bit of a development. I just think the upside is tremendous, you know. I can understand him dropping a little bit, but
there's 4 guys remaining from that list that I initially said would be trade upable.
Refresh us on who they were.
Well, it's McCord available, Billy Bowman, Joshua Farmer, and Latham Ransom.
Joshua Farmer. So look, this would have been our pick.
Farmer.
I'm not in love with nobody fell to where I was like, well, unless Sanders, you were going to make the splash here.
Well, I will be in tears right now if that was our pick. Yeah. We're so close to Savor Watson to miss again.
But sometimes the risk the reward outweighs the risk at some point, you know. I mean, somebody gets him in the 4th round, let's not sleep like he wasn't a good quarterback. You know, he's pretty good. He's just not 1st round good.
He's not day 2 good. Apparently,
he's not late round 3 good. Again, so many quarterbacks have gone before.
I'm shocked. You guys, if I would have told you Shedeur Sanders would have been a pick would not be taken, and we're at the end of the 3rd round, would that surprise you?
I wouldn't have believed you. I'd been surprised.
Yeah. I know some people have 3rd round grades on him, right?
Quarterback classes are weird.
He holds the ball long. He doesn't have big arm. He's not over the athletic.
Double pat. He pats the ball a lot.
Yeah. He holds. Yeah. But there's some. But he throws with some anticipation. He throws with good touch. You know, he's somewhat accurate. You know, he's one of the more accurate quarterbacks in this draft. So there are some things to like about him.
Tomorrow is going to be a loaded day. 7 picks.
So yeah, wow. Jason, we'll come on towards the end. You think?
Wow.
Or because remember in the 5th round,
I'll probably be back.
Yeah, we could do something like that, you know, and we don't have to stay on to the whole thing if you want to or not, you know.
We'll communicate through the day.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. So let's see. Any Caleb? Okay. All right. A guard. The one with the guard. The Raiders. Caleb Rogers.
Caleb Rogers. Yeah. Good player.
5 more picks left, and the Raiders are on the clock with their 2nd pick in a row in this round.
If I'm the Raiders, I'm picking Sanders. I better pick him.
Sanders right now. At least make him happy.
Why not? Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. But if I've had 2 consecutive picks, I take Sanders with the 1st one, not with the 2nd one, right? It's like it's the last slap in the face if you pick it with the 2nd one, the 2nd, 3rd. You pick it with the 1st one, you get out of the way.
It would make me so happy just to make a silly little deal just to get a really nice player right now. To not have to worry about tomorrow at all. We already know that, though.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I'm trying to speak it into existence.
Well, we got to thank you for the 964 still sticking it out with us here with the last 4 picks. I wanted to get to 1K until the end, guys. Make sure whenever you head out at the end, we're done. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this show a like. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for sticking it out. Nearly 1,000 people almost in here. You guys have been with us all night.
Any chance the Eagles pick Shedeur Sanders? Because again, we took it also about being secure, strong office.
No, George, I'm sorry.
What happened?
Georgia, I'm sorry.
You're on though. You're on though. You are on, man.
Is it a tackle?
Yes, it is.
Man, they went O-line, huh?
Dude, this is your guy.
Yeah. Charles Grant.
You got it.
Smart pick. Okay, they
Where do you have
went.
on your big board? Where do
they
you have on
went-
your big board?
He's like 70, 67 or
99,
70.
man. Good
Yeah.
hit.
So here's the thing: what they did is smart. They got a guy who can play now, and then they got a guy who's got a little more upside in development. They went back to back here. They kind of like the lottery ticket thing, Sam. We said, hopefully one hits, right? You know what I mean? Take two, one will hit. It's a 50% chance. Because honestly, in the draft, you're hitting 50%, you're doing good. Like where else? You can't do that at your job. Hit 50% of the time.
I mean, look, by that math, you're looking for four or five starters in this draft, and they only have two, and now we're in.
That's what I said. They needed to at least find three starters, and that's why the third round pick was so important.
I can't. I see special teams potential in future. I see future potential in a quarterback. I don't see an instantaneous starter anymore. I mean, let's see.
No, they're not gonna find it.
Okay, Gunnar Helm maybe.
Well, if they get a
like in
keeper,
line at least, like, you know.
We're at 970. We're making a run here. We went from 950 to 9. Let's get to that 1,000 mark.
Let's go. Share, retweet, share, everything.
Yeah, retweet, share. Tell your neighbor, tell your friends. Get us to the 1,000 mark. Get us on YouTube here, X wherever. Get us to that 1,000 mark. We've been so close.
George's gonna do a happy dance. We get to
I'll do the happy dance.
George? Yes.
I'll give you my 2026 big board already.
Oh wow!
No.
But cancel everything. We're gonna stay here for the 5 a.m.
We'll be here for till round to the draft's over tomorrow.
Turn on the coffee machine because we're gonna be a long night.
Sammy, thank you, man, because I gave you last minute to come on. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you I'm happy you came on, man.
I'm happy to. I told you again. I'm happy to do it. Guys like you to do it. You do things the right way. You're always positive. To like to have fun. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much, man. And this is not going to be the only time I have you on. And you know me. Anytime you want me to come on Fins TV, you guys, you just let me know. Tuesday's going to be fun. Tuesday's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Tuesday you guys will wrap it up, and Thursday me and Jason will wrap it up on the on season. So it'll be fun. Let's hope.
So we're gonna do it. Let's be some cliffhangers.
Okay, do some
on Fins TV that can be answered.
Go ahead. This is the floor is yours.
We'll try to do that. So that way we'll throw it your way on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I think it's also again, is it one of the last interesting things about the draft? Probably not, but a guy like Sanders would have fit the 49ers offer so well, right? No one talked about the 49ers ever, so probably it's not a pick here, but that 49er offense would have been so good for Sanders. Right? He has accuracy, not a strong arm, kind of mobile, but not great. He would have been great on the 49ers offense.
Yeah, man.
But he would have the problem of dealing with Brock Purdy contract year and Sanders on the wing looking. It would have been a huge distraction too.
Man,
I would be curious to know tomorrow when all the stories come out if there was activity, because if Greer just packed it up and said, you know what, I'll just load up tomorrow. All right, but very, very happy. I'm moving my grade to an A- at this moment. I'm down
A- because we didn't move up, right?
But I'm coming down to where you guys are.
Let's wrap. Let's go one by one here. Start with you, Jason. Let's wrap up what you think the Dolphins. What are your thoughts? Assuming we don't trade up here in these next 3 picks, where are you at here with their draft so far?
I was very happy yesterday, and I'm not unhappy. I'm leveled. I'm plateaued at happiness. Bobby made that point when picks are, I'm plateaued. It would have been nice to get we got our third player of the night, but you know what? I really want to see how they start tomorrow because, again, as Sammy alluded to, you want to try to find 3 or 4 starters. They have 2. It will be looking through a magnifying glass to find a 3rd or a 4th right now. So it also, this also could scream saving money on these guys, getting camp competition and bodies in to battle for whatever's going to happen next year, for maybe a different coaching regime. So maybe McDaniel is saying, hey, I love this guy, but maybe management saying, yeah, we don't care. We don't care. So I get it. But there's a lot of talent on this board, and if there's talent that's still remaining, I mean, look, let me just throw some names, and I'll turn it to Sammy and to you guys, and we'll take it on home.
Oh, another corner went Upton Stout.
I saw that. I mean, that's not these corners.
I mean, it's another one. It's significant. It's another one, for tomorrow off the board.
Unless it's Riley late, I'm pretty much out. But we got Billy Bowman, we got Latham Ransom.
Zoff Frazier? Are you there with Zoff Frazier or no? Not, he's more of a developmental guy.
I'm round 7 undrafted at this point. Joshua Farmer, I'll stay as a good prospect. Kyle McCord.
Yeah, Joshua Farmer's slipping is surprising. He was in my top 100. I mean, I got to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. They are.
Well, again, there's something. Who knows? Is there an injury? Is there something in the background check or something? We don't know. These are the things that we don't know. Remember, these boards are mostly off tape, right? We're not privy to that information. But go ahead, Jason. Finish it.
No, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's 4 or 5 players that I'd be really excited if they happen to have moved up. But I think that one of them is going to still be there at the early 4th round where they pick at 114. So, all right. Cold night, but good night.
We're at 991 viewers. Come on.
Oh,
get to 1,000 here.
I didn't even check.
And make sure you come over to YouTube, smash that like and subscribe. Get us to 1,000 for the channel. We've been hitting that 950 mark for like an hour, 2 hours. It's been consistent, and we're at 990. So come on, guys, get us to
take us on home. 10 more. Ty Robinson's available.
Yeah,
Dion
everybody,
Walker.
thank you for staying with us, though. Yeah, but
your boy Dion Walker's available.
Yeah, the skinny leg guy.
Yeah, top heavy skinny legs.
Did you tell? You gotta tell Sammy about that, man.
So George accurately gave just like a body type, like comp of Dion Walker, saying that he's like so top heavy, but his legs look like kind of like thin, like toothpicks. And I'm watching him like throughout my work of him, and I'm like, my God, George ruined this player for me. All I can see is a huge body. And all due respect to him, it's just watch the tape.
Like an M&M, big on the top and skinny on the legs. You cannot see it after that.
Basically,
cool and out, but like a peanut M&M.
An upside down Christmas tree. Let's go there.
It's very funny.
No, I shouldn't be one to talk. Hey, look, shout out to Dion. He's got talent. He's got ability.
Hey, look, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a fun
he wasn't in my top 100, so Savaiinaea Jones, good pick.
I'll tell you a fun, quick draft story. We're talking about body type and whatnot. A kid that I went to high school with, a friend of mine, played football for Harvard, but he never got a chance to get drafted. He was like a practice squad guy, undrafted. But Mel Kiper, when he gave his scouting report on him, said he had a bubble butt. So that was kind of like just like who says that? That's weird body comparison. But what can you do?
Yeah, thank you, everybody, dude. Thanks for all these viewers, man. It's 11:18 at night, man, and they stick with us here.
9 more.
And I know it's not for me, so it's for Sarnie and Sammy, man. Let's give them all. Let's give them the.
Shout out to Bill from Boynton, BLT on Twitter. He tweets at the Seahawks. Their draft board: Gray Zabel, Nick Amonwari, Elijah Arroyo, Jalen Milroy.
I like it. Sneaky good draft.
Wow.
And George,
the Broncos move in. The Broncos trade in.
Oh, there you go. That's
the Broncos move in. All right, here we are sleeping. Broncos move in.
101? Yeah, say they took Savaiinaea Jones. Ty Felton. What were you saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off, Sammy.
No, I'm saying that George should put a lot of work into this on-season series and the program and all the work you've done on the draft. And Jason was always great. Jason's unbelievable. I don't do it anymore, but I used to call him the hardest working man on Dolphin Station because he's everywhere. I don't do it anymore. I don't think he likes it. For yours, you're putting a run on Jason's money because
No.
you're doing a lot of work.
We work well. We work well together. So and Sammy, I say the same for you likewise, man. It's fun. It's like I've got it like just 4 or 5 people and 3 of them were on the show today. Like you meet and you talk to instantly. You just know you get the vibe is good, and then you kind of connect. And I'm fortunate to do this, and we're at 994.
It's like I said, we stick together because the Dolphins will make you crazy if you allow it. So you need to. It's like a therapy session.
Yeah. So all right. So the Dolphins they take ground. We stuck to it. Ty Felton. We have picks one. What do we have tomorrow? 116,
116, 143, 150, 155, 224, 231, 250.
Yeah. You know what's coming? A long snapper, a kicker, another punter, 2 half 3 punters.
A quarterback. And Shedeur Sanders, I think the biggest surprise is on the board. I think we're all happy what we did. Savaiinaea, Grant. I think we're missing that one starter that come out of this draft. Maybe we get it a corner. Quincy Riley, Zav Frazier, something like that. And, of course, I'm going to freeze here almost at the end of the show. That's a sign to let's get out of here. We'll be back some point tomorrow. Jason and I will be back. Probably not in the beginning of the draft. Probably, Jason's got stuff to do. We'll probably come on in the afternoon. We'll figure it out. And we might not be on this long.
I'll tell you what we could probably do is take care of pick 116 and then come on back in the middle of round 5.
We can do something like that. Yeah. We'll talk. Sammy, before we go, plug everything you got going on, including this Tuesday, the 29th.
Well, this Tuesday at 8 p.m. on X on YouTube. We're gonna have a draft review show. We're gonna have George and Jason's gonna be there. Shari had our co-host for the week. Adrian Rainey is gonna be joining us, and our friend Matt Armstrong. We're gonna look back a little bit at the draft. We're gonna try to make it, as good as possible. It's not gonna be one of those Fins TV episodes where everything's so overdeveloped. We're gonna talk about the draft. We're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna try to see if the Dolphins find a way to fill a lot of holes because so far still a lot of holes remain.
All right, Jason. I'll see you tomorrow for Jason Sarney, for Finn, Sammy, and myself. Guys, thank you so much. Almost 1,000 people in there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us. We appreciate it so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe. We are
Peace up.